Now we.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome.
Are we live?
We live, baby. Now we live. There we go.
Why do I keep doing that?
It's cool.
I don't know. I don't know. I think I like the intro so much that I just can't wait to get to it. You know, that turn on. Like, it sounds like Transformers.
Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
Yes. Well, today we have a guest. We have Polo Blue on deck. How are you, Polo?
Happy to be in the land of the living.
And we are happy to have you here.
Absolutely.
So, well, let's start off by letting people know that where they can find us. You can find me on IG at n._d._Trinity. You can also find us on IG on our fan page at His Yin, Her Yang Media TV. And if you are bored enough, you can go over to Facebook and you can find us over there too. His Yin _Her Yang. Naj, you want to take it away?
Okay, yeah. You guys can follow me on IG at _Naji27 on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all the other platforms at Healing with Naji. And yeah.
You can find me on it's all platforms. Facebook is the only one that's different. It's just Polo Blue. YouTube, Unfiltered Polo Blue. IG, Unfiltered Polo Blue. TikTok, Unfiltered Polo Blue. I'll be starting back my shows on YouTube and IG in December. So I've taken a hiatus for some personal reasons, which I'll go over, change my platform a little bit, and I'll be back at it.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait till you get back to it.
Me too.
Awesome. Okay, so today's topic is settling for comfort over refinement. Now, I have a video that I'm going to play if you are on Instagram, which I see that I have a few people in the room. Going over to YouTube. That way you can actually see the video. You can interact with the panelists and, well, each other in the comments section. With that being said, and without further ado, let's get this video playing.
You walk away from a good woman just because you know you. You'll stay with a whore because she'll never know who you are. It's more comfortable for men for us not to be known. That's why it's hard for us to stay down with good women, because good women will look straight through you and say, "You sad, ain't you?" "Nah, baby, what you talking about? I'm good." A whore ain't never going to ask you how you feel because she don't care. And many of us like that because we don't care about ourselves, and it feels good to be around people who don't care either. Because when people care about you, it challenges you to get better. When they don't, you can be whoever the hell you want to be. We are in trouble in this world.
Okay. All right. That was an interesting one. Below, were you able to hear it? Pretty good?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So with this being a Q&A type forum, we have our first question. Do you, Naj, you can read it up if you want.
All right. Do you believe change requires a certain level of maturity? So you want me to go first, or
We'll allow our guest to go first.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yes, it does. Kind of like we were talking about yesterday, Trinity. You have to know who you are, and you have to do some self-work on yourself to know what you want, what your requirements are. So then you can then go out and pursue what you're looking for, but also know what you're bringing to the quote unquote proverbial table. If you're a 5, for example, and I'm not going to say man or woman, gender doesn't matter, but your requirements are a 9 or a 10, and you never get the results that you want, then you need to scale back, reevaluate, and see if you can actually attain what you're saying that you want based on what you're bringing to the quote unquote proverbial table.
I like that. Naj, what do you think about what he said?
I think it, yeah. I think it's understanding, like having a level of self-awareness to understand, because a lot of times what I'm learning, like in my experience, a lot of times what people think they bring to the table isn't valuable to every table. And I think it's understanding like the different people. Like if you're accustomed to, like you were saying, if you're a 5, quote unquote, and you're trying to get a certain standard of like a 9 or a 10, understanding what you can actually bring to the table is not going to equate to what a person that's at a level of a 9 or a 10 will want. So it's just understanding, like getting in where you can fit in and understanding what works best for you.
I like that. Welcome, Twan. How are you?
One. You muted. You muted.
He's muted. Oh, my heart's broken. Nod, what you got on that?
I think
Do you believe that change requires a certain level of maturity?
nah, not really. Just based on the fact of you can be immature and still make the change. I think pain can cause a person to want to change. I think there's a lot of different factors to it to make a person desire to change, but I think it's not based on their level of maturity. I think it's based on their level of discomfort, or based on their level of realizing, like, okay, if I keep doing the same thing over and over again and I'm not getting the results that I want, then maybe I should change what I'm doing. So I just think a level of self-awareness and understanding too.
Okay. Twan, are you with us yet?
No, finish doing what y'all doing. I'll be with y'all in a minute.
Okay. All right. So do I believe change requires a certain level of maturity? I would have to say yes. And the only reason I say yes is because, excuse me, in order for someone to even have this desire to change, right, they will have to have at least raised or at least developed a little bit psychologically. Because the same mind that creates the problem cannot be the same mind that fixes the problem. So if that's going to be true, then I would have to say, well, then you would need a different mind that will come with a different mindset. So with that different mind and that different mindset, by default, I would have to say that that person would have matured, because they are beyond where they were in the mind.
Okay. Does it, because where I was looking at it from is also like telling the person they need to change and like them choosing to change. So it's like one of those things, like if I don't see an issue with how I am, if I don't see a problem with how I am, then I'm not going to change. So I think
I think that we also need to incorporate their friends or their circle, however you want to call it, because men and women talk to each other differently. Like, for example, sir, if we're close, we've been friends since elementary school, and you're making a lot of bad choices as your friend that, we've been friends for 20 some years, I tell you, hey, bro, you messing up bad. You need to do better. It's coming from a place of love or brotherhood. I'm not just criticizing you because, we've been through some, I'm an educated man, so I'm not no dope deals or anything, but man, we play football together, we play basketball together, we've been through a couple things and we trust each other. And I'm like, hey, you need to start making better choices. But at the same time, if it was Trinity, I'm gonna talk to her nice, as they say, and I'm not gonna be as blunt or direct because she's a female. So it's your circle that you're around, and how honest your real friends who really care and love about you, how they're gonna tell you and communicate that you need to change, because that's who can see from the outside in. Because sometimes people can't see because they only can see from their eyes, and they don't have anybody watching out for them.
that makes sense. And it's interesting you said that, because I was literally talking to my dad today about this, and he was explaining to me an issue that he was having with my sister. And I was pretty much telling him, like, he was like, I was telling my grandson he should do this. And they were like, my sister had an issue with what he was saying and the tone that he was talking in. I'm like, you have to realize, like, if my nephew's accustomed to my sister talking to her, it's going to be received differently when you talk to her. It's like your tone. And he was like, man, I don't got time. I'm like, yeah, I get it. But you got to realize he's been raised a certain way. with women talking to him a certain way. So now he's accustomed to that. So now, and you coming and talking to him in a different tone, he's not accustomed to that. It's not going to hit the same.
Yeah, and Trinity, before you go, I just want to comment on one thing about manhood.
Okay.
The difference between a man rearing a boy to a man and a single mother doing it is almost a world of hurt. Because me having a father in my life, a grandfather, uncles, and knowing what it is playing football, knowing what it is for a man to yell at me and say, "Hey, look, you're messing up." I'm trying not to use any cuss words, so I apologize if something slips. You're
No, you
messing
can just
up.
minimize it. You can use
You're messing up.
profanities.
You need to do better. I'm not going to be soft on you because the world is not going to be soft on you. So I'm telling my son, hey, you think that I'm hard on you? I actually love you. Wait till somebody who don't give a shit about you and see what they do to you. And don't worry about the fact that I got bass in my voice, because I'm telling you, it's serious. And then if a woman comes and coddles him, i.e. my son's mother, and says, "Oh, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right." And it's not. It's really not. Especially tall, dark-skinned black man. We are we are the devil to a lot of people who don't look like us.
Mm-hmm.
I think with that, I definitely always get it. I think especially with children and understanding psychology, I think a lot of times the ways in which parents try to rear their kids is almost to prepare them for the world. But I think a lot of times the preparing for the world is almost like the worst case scenario type of thing. Like somebody's going to talk to you a lot worse than that, but it's like realizing their relationship to that person is not going to be the same relationship that they have to their father. So if my dad talks to me from a certain tone, it's not going to hit the same versus some random dude coming and talking to me in that same tone. I think a lot of times we try to, guys and women too, they try to raise their kids to prepare their kids for the world, not realizing, and you trying to prepare your kids for the world, you're creating almost like a form of disconnect between y'all's relationship right then and there, because they don't know what the world has for them. They just know in this current moment, I don't like the tone you're talking to me in. So it's almost like I'm going to talk to you in this tone because somebody in the world is going to talk to you 5 years from now, 10 years from now in a way worse tone than this. Is like, I get it. But in the same context, it's just understanding a lot of times that kids' interpretation is not going to be the same.
Tuan, are you with us yet?
I'm listening. I'm just settling.
All right. Did you get a chance? You know what? Doesn't matter. I'm gonna replay the video again because there are people that just came in, and I'm not sure if they had a chance to actually watch the video to get an idea of what it is that we're talking about. So we're gonna roll it again.
You'll walk away from a good woman just because you know you. You'll stay with a whore because she'll never know who you are. It's more comfortable for men for us not to be known. That's why it's hard for us to stay down with good women, because good women will look straight through you and say, "You sad, ain't you?" "Nah, baby, what you talking about? I'm good." A whore ain't never going to ask you how you feel because she don't care. And many of us like that because we don't care about ourselves, and it feels good to be around people who don't care either. Because when people care about you, it challenges you to get better. When they don't, you can be whoever the hell you want to be. We are in trouble in this world.
In this world. I hit the button, my bad. He said we are in trouble in this world, and that's how it ends.
Yeah.
So the question now then, so Tuan, with that being, just now that you heard it, the question that we had was, do you believe change requires a certain level of maturity?
Change comes within yourself. I mean, according to what dude said,
Wait, I didn't hear that part. Can you say that again?
I said change comes within yourself,
not
according to what no one else tell you or no one else say. It comes in within yourself. If you know that you live in a fucked up life or this type of life or whatever, you know you need to change some shit. You know what I mean? You grown enough to know that. You don't need nobody to tell you this and this and that. So that's how I see it. But how dude said it, that we're in trouble. No, I don't say that we're in trouble. They're in trouble because they living the life the way they want to live. They the ones that they making decisions how they want to live. They're in trouble. We ain't in trouble. If you living righteous, if you living the way you living right how you supposed to be, or whatever, you can't accountability your life according to how someone else how someone else lived theirs. That's how I see it.
What about the delusional people who they think they're better than, and they have this illusion of grandeur of what people perceive them as, and then what the people are seeing them as is not even close to that, but they have this overabundance of confidence, and they need somebody to bring them down and say, hey, you look, you thought you were the fastest, you really run a 4.7, you do not run a 4.4, or you're not as strong. And they go, oh, I thought this was the measure, I thought this was the bar, or you need to hit the gym, or start eating better, or go back to school. You thought a high school diploma was good enough? No, you at least need a bachelor's. There's so many things, but some people just live in delusion.
I think for the people who live in that world, allow them to live in it. Because even in wanting them to change, it's almost like a form of delusion in itself, because it's almost like you see this person being the way that they are, and they in their mind that a 4.7 is fast to them. So it's like, okay, let me bring this person down to help them realize that a 4.7 is not fast. But it's like if they want to live in the story that a 4.7 is fast, whether you bring them the information to show them that a 4.4 is faster, in their mind, if they're already stuck in the delusion will continue to exist because it's their perception of it. So if they still think a 4.7 is fast and they're the fastest person in the world, I can't take them from out of that reality that they're, or that delusion that they're living in. That's their world.
Sorry, Trinity. We're talking about 40 times in football, so I apologize about that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, listen. I'm here to provide the space and ask my questions because I'm nosy as hell.
Well, I was just making sure you understood the reference, because
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
I did. All right, so here's the next one. This is a good one. Do you think most people choose partners based on comfort or productivity? Naj?
I think they choose partners based on comfort, what's familiar. And a lot of times the productivity is a byproduct of what's familiar, because what they're choosing to focus in on more. So I think it's more, it's a comfort thing for sure. Because when a person feels uncomfortable, if the person that they're uncomfortable around, they're not going to choose that person to be their partner.
Are you saying that the person that individual chose, they chose them because they were in fact comfortable, and it had nothing to do with productivity?
Yes, it's
okay.
Yeah, 100%. It's comfort. Because I can go deeper into it, but yeah, I'll just keep it basic for now.
Now, I have a follow-up question with that for you.
Okay.
With that being the case, when do you think they will realize, if at all, that they need to look more for productivity than comfort?
I would say is when they're not getting the results that they want. But in my experience and the women I've encountered, I think a lot of times people associate to something what's familiar to what's comfortable, even if that what's comfortable is hurting them. So it's just one of those things where once they kind of start to recognize, okay, this thorn in my hip is, no matter how much I try to tell myself it's not hurting, it's hurting. It's continuously hurting me. And then it's one of those things where they'll change if they choose to change. But for the most part, most people are comfortable being comfortable. Like uncomfortable, like people not living in their comfort zone is like scary to folks. Like not knowing what can come from this experience, especially when I've been choosing people based on my comfort level and not their productivity, that's like death to the story of who they believe they are. So it's kind of like that change will happen when they really set forth to focus more on the productivity instead of the comfort.
I dig that.
I appreciate it.
Twan, what do you got? Do you think do you think most people choose partners based on comfort or productivity?
Kind of both. Because some people choose what a motherfucker can do for them, and some people choose people that they are comfortable with. So it's kind of both.
People choose people that they're comfortable with, and in choosing those people that they're comfortable with, they are productive. That's what I'm getting.
Yep.
Okay. All right, I see Will just came in. Will, go into your inbox, into your DM, and click the link that I sent you. All right. Blue, what are your thoughts? Comfort or productivity?
Well, yeah, what Twan said, I'm gonna expound upon it a little bit. So there's different types of people, and so if you let's just say I'm gonna go with a guy because I know what we do. If we're more of a gigolo, then we're looking for a woman who can bring us value in what we can get out of them. So we might not necessarily like them, but they like us, and they offer us things. They offer us clothes, box, money, whatever. We don't really care for them, but it's easy, it's comfortable, and instead of being productive and somebody who's going to possibly challenge you or anything like that, I'm gonna go with the person who's going to make my life easier. And sometimes you have those options. Everybody does not have those options. So a part of it is what are you received as, and do you have options to make a choice between having somebody who can make your life easier, or do you have to do all the work and you're trying to make somebody else's life easier?
Okay. I can see that. I think most people choose their partners based on comfort and not productivity. And I say comfort because if it was towards productivity, then that would require them to make adjustments in their attitude. They would have to change a few things in their mindsets. And also, they may have to alter their behavior patterns. And in doing so, that makes them feel very uncomfortable. And when that happens, they run, right? They leave
do that now.
Yeah, they leave the relationship. So if it was about productivity, comfort wouldn't be a thing for them. They would realize that with growth comes discomfort, right? And if you're moving towards productivity, then you would have to experience a sense of discomfort at some level. And in this experiencing the discomfort, the fight or flight mode kicks in because the brain doesn't know if the threat outside is real or imagined and will perform as if the threat is always real, even though that threat is imagined. So with that being said, I know for me in the past, it was always about comfort. I didn't have nothing about productivity. Like, what was I producing? I just wanted a guy to be with, to spend time with and stuff like that. I didn't have any idea that I had to be produceful. All I knew is that I just had to be desirable.
But see, Trinity, you're not. How could I say this? You're not living in that world that they are living in. You wasn't raised that type of way or whatever. You know what I mean? So you got some people that don't give a fuck. And you got some people who got a reason why. You know what I'm saying? So it's out here. You can't say it's not out. It is out here because you got people that do it. You got females that do it. You got niggas that do it. So I mean, it's like I said, that's why I say it goes both ways. And how bro expanded it exactly how he said it as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's really no different. It is what it is. That's how people be current now. That's the way the world is going.
What is the that you're referring to? I'm confused.
I'm going according to what you was just saying. As I'm like, you looking at it like how you came. Is you wasn't raised that way. You wasn't looking at. You don't look at it as that like that. You had people
Who
that
said? For
had
me, no, but for me, I chose my husband based on productivity. So I did it differently. So because I did it one way at one time, and then I did it a different way in the opposite way another time, I thought I can be able to speak on both.
right. I understand that. You know what I'm saying. But what I'm telling you is, you know what I mean. You have people that still do it.
I know.
You know what I mean? Still do it the way how we explain it. You have people that still do it either way. That's why I say it's both. To me, it's both ways. I understand how Najee explained it. You know what I'm saying? I understand how Bro explained it, but he just added on to what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm telling you is both ways. They is to me it's both ways because I see it. I see it every day.
Okay.
You got
Yeah,
female,
that's what the question was. Do you believe? So it would have to be from your personal experiences
yeah.
that made you have the belief that you had. I mean, I didn't think that your belief would be mine. I assume we will all have something different to say.
No, I'm not saying you. You know what I mean, it's you know what I mean to call it. It's something different. But what I'm saying is the way you was raised totally different.
How
To
was I raised?
you was, you know what I mean, compared to what they're doing, how females is and niggas are how they doing things out here now. You wasn't. I don't believe you was raised that way. If you was,
Raised
that's something
which
different.
way? If they're doing both ways, which way are you referring to that I was raised? If
A
you,
person trying to get something, you know what I mean, get what they can get out of a person and trying to get something, trying to get somewhere out of a person and trying to and comfortable with it while doing it.
you
You know what I
mean
mean?
being
A person that's
manipulative?
not comfortable compared to a person that's not comfortable. You know what I mean? Two different ways. I don't believe you was raised that way trying to use a person, trying to get something out of a person.
Who? Oh, okay, so
But
here's
that's
hold
you
on.
might as
You,
well look
you
at
you got
that's
me
both
wrong,
ways.
Tuan. You have me wrong. I was the most manipulative individual you can ever find.
Yep,
Okay,
she was.
I
Trinity,
I did.
are you using your husband right now?
Are you gonna allow me to finish my statement? I
You
thought
said
we were
I
not
got
supposed
you
to cut nobody
confused.
off. I
You
thought we were
said I got you
supposed to.
confused on what I'm saying. That was just saying you probably raised a totally different way compared to what females are doing to this day and age right now. Was you raised too bad to what they doing right now?
I was who they are. I was who they are. Those who they are right now. I was them. I am no longer them, but it doesn't mean I can't relate to them anymore. It
True.
doesn't mean
But
that
I'm
I
saying
don't know them.
okay,
Man,
okay.
why do you keep cutting me
No,
off?
go ahead, finish saying what you're saying. Go ahead. Go ahead, finish saying what you're saying.
Next question.
No, go ahead, finish.
No,
Saying.
I'm good. I'm good.
Because if you sit up there saying you can relate to what they're doing as of right now, I don't believe that.
Well, then that's your bad. Because if you don't think that I can relate, that somebody can relate to a past way of being, then you are very, very short sighted. And you lack
Your
so much
past way of
depth
being
of perception.
is totally different
Tuan,
from what they're
just
doing
because,
now.
Tuan, somebody could be an alcoholic, a former alcoholic. They could have been an alcoholic for 10 years. They're no longer an alcoholic. Do you know why they make great counselors? Because they can relate to the alcoholics today, even though they're no longer alcoholics today. You don't have to no longer be able to relate to what you no longer are experiencing, especially if you've experienced it yourself for years. So to tell me what I can and cannot do, like I cannot relate because I'm no longer in that space. That's your stuff. That's not mine. because I can relate. You can't relate. You can't relate to your old self and people like your old self today,
What?
but I can.
Trinity. So what they're living at as of right now, what I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about as of right now,
Mm-hmm.
and compared to what how you was when you was younger,
Mm-hmm.
you can compare yourself to them now.
No, I can
All right, then
relate.
that's what I was talking
I
about.
said relate. I am relating. I am relating. That was the word I've been using this whole time. Never once did compare come out of my mouth. It was always relating. You said I cannot relate to them. If
I
you would
said
have
you
said I
can't
cannot
compare
compare
you.
myself
I
to them,
said
then I would have
you
said
can't compare
something
yourself.
completely different in my response.
I said you can't compare yourself to them what they're doing as of right now. I
But I
said
was not comparing myself. I was relating. Dude, can we get past
you getting the
this?
money.
I don't even know why we even talking about this. I mean, everybody gave their view. I gave mine.
You
I
get
said that, and I stand on what I said because I lived
Trinity,
it back then.
go ahead, finish saying what you're saying, because you really getting on my last one. Now finish saying what you're saying. Real shit.
You keep cutting me off, but I'm getting on
Finish
your.
saying what you're saying,
You
Trinity.
keep over
You want to
talking
move on to
me,
the next
and I'm getting
you want to move on
and I'm
to
getting
the
on your
last.
last one,
You
and you
say you
still
want to
keep
move on to the
talking.
next
You
one, right?
still can't help yourself. You still
You
keep
say you
over
want to move
talking
on to
me.
the
You
next
still
one,
keep cutting
correct?
me off, but that's okay. Talk,
You say you want to move on to the next one, correct? So let's move on to the next one.
Negro, and you said no.
No,
You said
I said
no.
let's move
So
to
don't set me up to fail. Don't ever do that. Do not give me
What are you
permission
talking
and
about?
say to go ahead. And then when I go ahead, you're gonna act like I wasn't supposed to
You
go
said
ahead.
move on to the next one. I said go ahead.
Okay, can we just go on to the next one, please? Trent, just hit the question button, and I'll answer the question, and we can. Okay, what do you think women who say they want to challenge but will run from a man who challenges them? Oh, why do you think? Okay, why do you think women who say they want to challenge but will run from a man who challenges them? I think the idea of wanting someone to challenge is what women are after, but the reality of actually experiencing a man who challenged them is very uncomfortable, especially when they're not accustomed to being challenged. So I think, especially in today's society, I think a lot of people like the idea of stuff, but they don't actually understand the reality of what all comes with that. And I think that's why women like the challenge, because it's the game, it's the fun, oh, he challenges me to be a better person, ooh. But it's like, what happens when you're still doing the same thing he once challenged you in, and you're still the same person? Like, are you open to being challenged as a way to develop into the person, or are you like the idea of challenge but you still want to stay the same? And I think that's what the issue is. Women like the idea of being challenged, but when you are challenged, it forces you to no longer be the same person that you once was. That's why it's challenging. It's almost like when you first start lifting weights. 135 might be hard because you ain't accustomed to doing it, but when you start working out more, you get stronger, then it becomes easier. And I think a lot of times, once that first initial discomfort happens, that's when women and people just run, because they've never been really challenged like that. So I think people desire a comfortable challenge, but not a real challenge. What do you think, Polo or Twan?
Yeah.
Whoever wants to talk.
So there's this term that a lot of women use, emotional intelligence. I hate it. Because
You and me both.
a lot of the women, and I'm speaking of black women because I'm a black man and that's who I date. They have these expectations that they can't meet, and unfortunately, as a person who wants to date women, whether they're auntie, sister, cousin, blah blah blah, out of the available people, if they don't have a father figure in their life, a lot of them don't respect a man's discipline. So my thing is, as a man, I need to come into a relationship not with intelligence, but in discipline, because we have to follow a totally different set of rules in order for the relationship to work. Half the time we have to say yes, ma'am, okay, and hold our tongue in order to make the relationship survive. Because even though there's twice as many available women that are men, we still have less options because they love to say no. I've done many surveys, and the average black woman will tell 9 out of 10 men, even if they meet their qualifications, no. Just to hear it say no and say, oh, they want me. But realistically, once he finds out who you really are, if you're, I heard it today, if you're 3 for 3, 3 baby daddies with 3 kids, he finds out who you are, and all you do is do hair and do taxes for a little bit, and you get a new car every 2 years. He don't want you no more because your value has gone down. And I'm not saying you're not valuable because you're a single mother. I'm saying you're not valuable because you don't make you're not physically responsible, you're not financially responsible, and you don't hold a man's worth to you and your family in high value. Because if a woman says I'm independent, then I most definitely don't want her. She needs to be interdependent and want to be dependent upon a man in a relationship.
Speak that sermon, Pastor. He said he don't want to hear nothing about independent women. She must be interdependent. I love that word, and I wish more women would actually learn the word and embody, the nature of the word, because I know that upon doing so, they will go so much farther in life. Hey, Will, welcome.
What up, Will?
What up, y'all?
Yeah, we know you move on, CPT.
I forgot I was giving my daughter a bath, and I was like, oh, shoot.
Oh, I ain't that was that Will.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Willie. Yeah, so I don't know. Well, I'm sure you didn't watch. Did you get a chance to watch the video? Yeah. Okay, so I'll play the video again because this is what the topic is on. Did I send you the video? Well, it doesn't matter. Nobody that I sent the video to watched the video, but it's okay. Yo, I love you for your immaturity. I swear, I think your immaturity is just this. It's just so sweet. Every time I mention you, like, I watched it. Like, look at me, look at me. I did it. I did my homework.
I've watched it twice now.
Hey, I can watch it real quick. What's the Is it my?
Nah, she about to just play it.
Are you ready?
You walk away from a good woman just because you know you. You'll stay with a whore because she'll never know who you are. It's more comfortable for men for us not to be known. That's why it's hard for us to stay down with good women, because good women will look straight through you and say, you sad, ain't you? Nah, baby, what you talking about? I'm good. A whore ain't never going to ask you how you feel because she don't care. And many of us like that because we don't care about ourselves, and it feels good to be around people who don't care either. Because when people care about you, it challenges you to get better. When they don't, you can be whoever the hell you want to be. We are in trouble in this world. You walk away from a good woman just
Since you missed the other two questions, I'm going to just ask you, what are your thoughts on what you heard?
I agree. I think that there's this individual that I used to tell them about themselves from my perspective. I would say, hey, this is my perspective. Now, you don't have to agree with this or not. But I told him, I said, I believe you choose men who are not qualified because as long as you have a man who's unqualified, it allows you to be whoever you are because you're better than him. But if you were to allow a man who's better than you to pursue you, it will force you to change. And you don't want to change because there's certain things that you do that he would not stand for. And you wouldn't be able to do these things that you do any longer. But you want the autonomy to do it. So instead of arguing with someone who you know is right, you rather deal with someone who will never question what you do. So it goes along the lines of what he's saying. And I agree with him wholeheartedly. I think I've never said it that way. I've never thought about it quite the way he said it. So I was like, oh, interesting. I rarely does somebody give me that eyebrow raise. So I'm like, oh, okay. Eyebrow raise. I like it. I like it.
All right.
Other
So,
question.
well, since you're here and you said all that, do you think people right here? Do you think people choose partners based on comfort or productivity?
I think people choose partners for a multitude of reasons. First of all, when they choose a partner, it's usually because they're of the homosexual persuasion. Because I don't believe men and women are partners. I think male and male are partners, and female can be partners. I don't believe male and female can be
Do you
partners.
think people choose mates based on comfort or productivity?
Oh, there we go. I think men choose women based on comfort, and I think women choose men based on productivity.
Expound.
So most men like where they are, so they choose a woman who can complement where they are, or at least leave them be, because men like to do things the way they do them. They don't get with a woman so she can push him to be better. So they get with a woman based on comfortability. I'm comfortable with her. Cool. She ain't bothering me. She ain't stressing me. Cool. Because when somebody push you to be better, that's stressful. Whether it's good stress or not, it's stressful. Women choose men based on productivity. Women usually want a man who's better than her, unless she has a masculine mentality. Because if she has that masculine mentality, a lot of times she's only qualified for the guy who is a pushover, the guy who is not going to push her and stress her. So again, she operates like a man. So she'll then look for comfortability. She will not look for productivity, because again, productivity will push her out of her comfort zone, unless she's one of those workaholic bag chasers, like all about the paper. Then it's going to be money, 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 money for both of them. And I don't know what kind of life that is, but hey, people do all types of crazy things, in my opinion. But so yeah, comfort. I think put like this: the more dominant species looks for comfortability. The more docile species look for productivity. So if the man is docile, he's going to look for a productive woman. If the woman is docile, she's going to look for a productive man.
Makes sense.
Hold on.
That explained a lot.
Yeah, because when you first said women chase after productivity, I'm like, women for real? Because all these women, these dudes that the women that be complaining about, not very productive. But I get it when you more dominant and the weaker. Yeah.
When I took the sexes off of it, it helped you.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you constantly falling for the okie doke that most of these are pulling, acting like they really bag chasers and acting like they really getting that paper. It's less than 1% of women out here really doing that, bro.
Yeah. Oh, I know in the reality, real world, yes. And on Instagram and social, I see all that fake, bro. It don't. Yeah, the math don't be mathing to me. You can't tell me you're accustomed to dealing with people with money, but your baby daddy and the guys you're accustomed to experiencing are broke, and you have to take care of them and do all. The math is not mathing there. So, yeah.
Well, it ain't just your baby daddy, because women can obviously make a change from who they were dealing with to okay, hold on a second. Let me I'm trying to send this out to people on Instagram for y'all.
Appreciate it. But while you're doing that, I don't want you to mess up. I don't want you to mess it up by multitasking. I can see it where, where you said that women look for men based on productivity. That makes sense. And that also, though, brings to mind the comfort part, because they want a productive man, but they don't want to be made uncomfortable being with that man. Which brings me to this question. Boop. Look like how I be doing that. You see what I
Yeah,
did there, right? Yeah, I just be tying it in, my little intro. So it brings to this question. Why do you think women who say they want a challenge but will run from a man who challenges him?
Say, why do women say they want a challenge but will run from a man who challenges her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Women don't want a challenge. That's a lie. Some things shouldn't even be entertained. If a woman says, I want a man who can challenge me, challenge you to do what?
No. She wants a man that's a challenge. So it's one of those things where I can change him. You know what I mean?
They like brokenness because as long as it gives them something to do. So you see a man who's not going to bend to you, and you're going to say, well, I could change him. He keeps me on my toes. No, he don't care about you. He's going to do, when a man cares about you, he's going to try to be mindful about how you feel about things. Now, I'm not saying it's going to necessarily govern 100% of his actions, but he's going to try to move in a way that's not going to hurt your feelings. He when he don't care about you, he's going to do as he see fit. That's why the women be extremely frustrated. Now, my lady, she gets frustrated with me. I don't know. I can't tell you exactly why she gets frustrated with me, but I move a particular way. The way I move is how I move because it's either what I think is right, it's what I think is beneficial for our family, or it's just what I'm accustomed to doing. Those are the three things. Those are the three lanes. Is what I believe is right, is what I believe is best for our family, or is what based on my comfortability. When I'm dealing with a woman that I don't care for, it's not about me doing what's right. It's not about me doing what's best for her and our family, because we're not a family, and it's not based on my comfortability. It's based on my benefit. I'm moving to my benefit. When I do what I think is right, that's not necessary to my benefit. When I do what I believe is best for my family, that's not necessarily to my benefit. When I do what's based on my comfortability, it's not necessarily to my benefit. It's just maybe what's second nature to me, what I understand and what makes sense to me. When I'm dealing with a woman I don't care about, if I'm not benefiting from it, I'm not doing it. Point blank, period. When these women are dealing with these dudes who are a challenge, it's a challenge for her. It's not a challenge for him. He's doing what's to his benefit, and oftentimes it's to her detriment. When it's to her detriment, she views that as a challenge, something that keep her on her toes. And they only do it for men that don't want them. Notice, the dude don't want you. He's being selfish, doing what's to his benefit. You stick with him because you view that as a challenge. You don't view that as a red flag or a guy you shouldn't be with. You're like, oh, it's a challenge. And so that's what you do. You double, triple, quadruple down. But see, when it's a guy that likes you, he's going to profess his love for you. Once he professes his love for her, she's going to have built-in expectations of him. And when he doesn't meet her expectations, it's going to breed resentment and anger. And then they're going to argue because there's going to be heated conversations, snappy, rude, inconsiderate timing at times, and it sparks an argument. And the only reason why there's an argument is because he actually cares about her. She loves him, he loves her. They're trying to get through to each other. They're not communicating in the best way in that moment, and so it breeds conflict, and then it's not tamed, it's not well structured, and so therefore it leads to an argument. When a guy don't care about a woman, it ain't really no argument. It may be somewhat of a little dispute. It may be a little bit of back and forth, but I'm not sitting there arguing with a woman I don't care about. And when he leaves, either storms out or don't call for days, it makes her uneasy, and she can't help but think about him. And that's all she's doing, preoccupied with him. A guy who cares about a woman, who loves a woman, he's not going to let 3 days go by without him calling his woman. And so therefore, she doesn't feel that challenge. There's no challenge there because he's not challenging his woman. Now, right, truth be told, we should be challenging our women because for some strange reason, that's what y'all want. But in our logical minds, we think challenge you for what? You a stay-at-home mom, you a stay-at-home wife, or we're not looking for you to go produce money. So challenge you to what?
Oh, that's one hell of a perspective. But he's definitely on point there. And I think the idea of a man that they see that is challenging, they have this idea that he's going to come around. And I think that it's a form of self-sabotage. You're going after someone that you're not compatible with, right? Because you're going to require him to change. So if you require him to change, then that means he's not who you want. You're trying to build your man, right? And when that man, who's an individual who showed up as he is, who he is, does not fit the persona of the person you made up in your mind, now he's all these sorts of things, and you leave and repeat the same cycle again. I think that if I would have ever thought that a man that I was, I found to be a challenge, the one that would change for me, if I would have really believed that a man will only change for a woman he loves, right? Not because she's challenging him, she's making it hard for him to be who he is, so much so that he's going to want to be forced to feel to change, because that's essentially what it comes down to. It's just really that he doesn't want me, he doesn't like me. That would have broken my heart. And I think that it would break a lot of women's hearts if they would ever admit that's actually the case. Because a man is territorial, right? Men compete, right? So if that is the case, if a man sees a woman that he's very interested in, he's not going to leave her, you know what I'm saying, to the side and risk her being scooped up by another dude.
Yes, they're not supposed to, but when they're not a man, they will. We as guys, right? That includes the guys, the males, the dudes, the men, everybody, right? We as guys, we oftentimes leave our women out there like our kids are in the street, right? And when your kids play in the street, something bad is prone to happen. Well, when you leave your children uncovered, something bad can happen. When you leave your woman uncovered, something bad can happen. And a lot of guys leave their women uncovered because they're preoccupied with other stuff. And I don't mean the guys who are preoccupied being busy and she doesn't feel attended to. I'm talking about the guys who are like, yo, you're not my first priority. You're not my second or my third. I'm in these streets. I'm in these streets. I'm in these streets. Those are the guys who tend to leave their women uncovered. And when she wake up after giving him her all and not getting completely broken by him, some guy might actually swoop her up off her feet and kind of come in and take him from her. He ain't trying to take him from. That's not his objective. It just so happens that she starts giving this other guy some of her attention, and the guy don't know that his woman is attentive as she used to be, because he's preoccupied with being in these streets, that by the time he get to his fourth option, which is her, he's like, hey, where you at? You normally right here where I left you. You ain't right here no more. What's going on? Oh, I was just, and then she comes with the excuses and he doesn't pay it any mind. Why? Because he's preoccupied in these streets. So by the time he gets to his fourth option, which is her, or her fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth option, which is her, and then it just don't pan out right there. It's all to the G. He ain't really thinking about it. But then by the next time he gets to his whatever option she is, next time he gets to that point, she's going to not be there again. Now he's going to start noticing it. Then after it happened another time or two, that's when they going to start having these little arguments. And he ain't having the arguments because he cared and she's not available to him. He's having these arguments because he's pissed off that he can't activate his selfishness in that moment because she's not available to him. Because she's preoccupied thinking about somebody else.
You muted. You muted. You muted.
Oh no, I muted on purpose. I'm sorry.
No, not you. Not you.
He was talking to me. I like talking to the ear every now and again. You know. So Blue, what do you think all about what Will said? What are your thoughts? And you're muted. Okay, he may be busy. Twan, your thoughts? Najee?
Hey, I'm here. Hey, you know, anybody, you can count on me.
I know, Najee. I know. You've been letting this be known all night, even in the back room. I got it. I'm not slow.
Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. I think it was a lot of great points that he was making. I think it can be very, very confusing when it comes to the context of men doing stuff for certain reasons, like especially like when a man loves you, he cares about you and whatnot. But what does that actually look like? Like a man can say he loved you but not care about, there's a lot of different experiences where people say one thing and do something completely different, but they're still saying it's because I love you. A guy being territorial doesn't actually mean he loves you. It can mean he just don't want you to have nobody else to have you because he has a fear of losing you. So it's just like, it's one of those things where it can mean, and I think a lot of times with women, they get that confused, because I tell women, like, there's a difference between loving somebody and being attached to somebody. And a lot of times they think a person loves them, but that person's just attached to them based on what that person's getting from you. The moment you're no longer giving them what they want, then that attachment that they once had to you will no longer be there. And that same person that said they love you will start to treat you differently, because once your perspective of a person shifts, so will the feelings you once attached to that person. So it's not really that person themselves, but more so what you're getting from that experience that you have an attachment to. So I think it's just one of those things where it can be confusing, because I think a lot of women are desiring a certain kind of guy without ever experiencing that guy to even know that's what they want. But it's just one of those things where it's like, social media, I hear women say, I want a guy that I can be a challenge to, or a guy that can challenge me. And it's like, yeah, that sounds good in theory, but the reality of it, what I'm really learning on a psychological and emotional trauma level, is a lot of times the women that are choosing the guy that challenges them is it's a similar dynamic to how they were raised, and whether their dad wasn't there or their mom wasn't there. So trying to almost like rewrite their childhood experiences by choosing somebody who have a similar emotional background of what they were accustomed to experiencing. So if their dad wasn't there, you're going to choose somebody who's not always available for you. So it's like, I can change you the way I wasn't able to change my dad. And it's that type of dynamic. So I've been seeing that a lot, especially with like talking to married couples and the experiences that I've been going through.
When I'm not muted, I'm looking for the daggone mic button. You said something profound, right? Mm-hmm. In that I was under the impression that women want to change the guy that they get for the guy that they want, that they cannot get, right? Mm-hmm. But now, in hearing what you said and listening to Blue, Twan, and Will, I realized that women, what we have a tendency of doing is we're trying to recreate the man into the father that we never had. Mm-hmm. And we have a tendency of choosing absentee men.
Mm-hmm. Guys do it too, though. That's the thing. Like, it's so interesting, like talking to married couples and counseling them, you start to really understand like this dynamic is very similar. And it's like That's why I made the video of like, do you want a partner or do you want a parent? Because a lot of people are saying they want a partner, but they really just want a parent or somebody to parent. It's an unconscious thing. Like you're not choosing. In my experience, a lot of the women, like I would ask women, what's the most, have you ever experienced a successful, happy, healthy relationship before? And
What is that? What is that? Repeat that. Have you experienced a what?
Successful, like financially successful, and then happy, more so emotionally stable relationship before?
How could people experience that? Most people don't even know happiness is their responsibility.
Yeah, but there's a reason, I ain't land a plane. There's a reason why I asked.
What is that, right? You know, I was gonna let you laugh, but I'm just sitting there like, what is that? I mean, he's speaking. It's like you stop talking in English, you start talking in Spanish for a second, and then you went back to. So I was like, what is that? What would you?
Oh yeah, no, a happy, successful, healthy. So it's more so finance because everybody's talking about money. They want somebody with money, and then
actually what they want is security, not money. But they just see that money is the form of security. They think that the form of security comes through money.
He's saying in his plane.
Oh no! I'm saying you're right. No, she's right. They think security.
He's just starting trouble.
Oh yeah, they think security money is, and it's like it's not. But that's based on growing up poor. But I'll ask them that, like, do you know how many do you know personally, or you experience? And it's usually like, one. And it's like, okay, how old is that couple? And it's like, well, my grandparents or my godmom. And I'm like, well, how old? And they're like, they're 60 or they're 50. I'm like, you wasn't even born when they were in their 30s and stuff, experiencing a relationship. So they don't count. Okay, how many successful, happy, healthy relationships did you witness your mom experience growing up?
Wait. You are talking about women right now, right? Or are you talking about people in general?
Women.
Okay,
because you said both. I thought you were talking about both actually.
No, I asked women. No, I said I asked women.
You did say that. Yeah. My bad.
Yeah, it's like how many guys or how many successful, happy relationships did you witness your mom experiencing? And it's like not a lot. So a lot of times people don't realize what you're equating to healthy or successful is based on what you didn't experience. So how do you know that whatever you're wanting to experience is the experience that you actually want if you never actually experienced before to even know? You don't. So it's one of those things where people have, like, again, an emotional attachment to the idea of something, not realizing that idea is only rooted in the trauma and the pain and the hurt that you created or that you were experiencing, that you created this idea of, okay, I want a man who's not going to be like this, or I want a man who's not going to do this. But it's like, well, where are you gauging this off of? Where are you getting this from to even know that's what you want if you never actually experienced it before? So,
well, Is this topic tonight? Is it pretty much about men, about women, or both?
People.
Both.
It's about people.
Because I'm curious. I want to hear Najee's take on some like stuff. You know, Najee talks about emotionally regulating yourself, and I'm with Tom. I'm with Blue. I hate the phrase emotional intelligence.
I'm not a big fan of it either.
I'm like, please stop saying this. But they not, right?
Emotional intelligence.
Yeah, I was like, man, what does that even mean? You could be emotionally intelligent, but that just means your ability to
regulate your emotions. Go ahead. Say
it's not regulating your emotions. It's you being able to articulate what you're intelligent about emotions, but I don't mean you understand. I don't mean you know how to properly regulate your own emotion. Just because you know, like, you're regurgitating information. Like, I'm emotional intelligent because I read Emotional Intelligence 2.0, Emotional Intelligence 3, and it's like that don't make you, but it's cool.
Yeah, but we can't especially as black men, as this panel is black men and Trinity, we can't be emotionally intelligent, because then we'll be angry black men, or we'll have toxic masculinity or some other bullshit they're gonna create of why we can't express ourselves even though we're well spoken, and then come back and say, well, you can't talk like that. That's why I said we need to have emotional discipline, because we have to really dumb down the things that we say. We have to be the strong silent type most of the time, or they'll hate us, or they'll say, oh, he's always mad, he's always angry. Because, like, just, you know, me and Will know each other for months, almost a year or something like that. I heard about him before I met him, and they said all this bullshit about him, and then I talked to him. I was like, He just opinionated and well spoken. Y'all dumb as fuck. So just because he can express himself thoroughly with his words.
Yes, and that's where the disconnect, because again, people are misusing words, inaccurately using words. So it's just like emotional intelligence. Yes, yeah. I can go on for that.
Well, I appreciate that compliment, Blue. Thank you very much, sir. I tell people the reason why I think they get so frustrated when they talk to me is because my responses are so fast and they're so accurate, and people are mad. Like, it takes them a lot longer to think of a response. And the unfortunate part about it is I typically ask yes or no questions. I think that's how you establish a baseline and you build off of that. And people don't like, I learned the other day why most people don't like answering my questions when I ask them yes or no questions, because it does exactly what my objective is. My objective is to put you in a box, not in a bad way. Most people think, oh, you're trying to box me in. It's like, yeah, I'm trying to box you in. I'm trying to solidify where you stand on this particular issue. Now you're looking at boxing you in as a negative. And because you're looking at it as a negative, you don't want me to box you in. So you refuse to answer my questions. And if you do answer them, you're not answering them truthfully. And so the fear of being boxed in is what creates most of my conflict with people, when that is the objective. And that should be the objective for all of us. It should be a fluid, free-flowing conversation with the objective of getting you to tell us where you stand on a particular issue. Like if I ask you that, hey man, are you Democrat or Republican? It shouldn't be this, oh, well, it depends on who's running and, and what their spiritual alignment is. And then if it aligns with me, then it's like, well, bro, generally speaking, are you liberal or are you conservative? Well, I mean, one time I voted for a Republican and then one time I voted for a Democrat. So, all right, man. Why are we talking about politics if you're so free flowing that you bounce from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum? Most people are going to go 2 degrees to the left, 2 degrees to the right. So if you are hard-nosed Republican, you're never going to make it to become a Democrat. If you're a hard-nosed liberal, you're never going to make it to become a Republican, right? But we don't want to have those matter-of-fact conversations. And like, this is one of those matter-of-fact conversations. Like the video you posted, the guy said that we don't love ourselves. 100%. So we don't want people. He didn't say we don't want people to love us. He said we don't want people to do what? What was the phrase he used?
He said we don't want people. He said we don't love ourselves, right?
I got that part.
And I know I'm thinking, hold on. We don't love ourselves.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's some more people coming in. There's a couple of seconds. Let's play it back.
You walk away from a good woman just because you know you. You'll stay with a whore because she'll never know who you are. It's more comfortable for men for us not to be known. That's why it's hard for us to stay down with good women, because good women will look straight through you and say, you sad, ain't you? Nah, baby, what you talking about? I'm good. A whore ain't never going to ask you how you feel because she don't care. And many of us like that because we don't care about ourselves, and it feels good to be around people who don't care either. Because when people care about you, it challenges you to get better. When they don't, you can be whoever the hell you want to be. We are in trouble in this world.
So we like to be around people who don't care neither. And I think that's true. But go ahead, Will.
No, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Is a matter of fact situation, right? If people either care about you or they don't care about you. And if they don't care about you, they move a particular way. And when they care about you, they move a different way. That's a line in the sand. You're either on the left side of the line or you're on the right side of the line. You're either for me or you're not for me. But people don't like those conversations. They think they like those conversations, and they only like them when it's helping push a narrative that they're trying to push or prove or support their argument. But when it's time to figure out where they stand, like let's say a woman, you know how many women say, oh, I know what I want.
Man.
Okay, that's a selfish. I mean, it's not necessarily selfish, but she's picking based on her interests. Now, when she's dealing with a guy that she doesn't like that, but he's a benefit to her, she's not going to draw that line in the sand. She's going to keep it as blurry as possible, because if we draw that line in the sand and the guy has any sense whatsoever, oh, hold on, baby, I'm sorry. If the guy has any sense whatsoever, once that girl draw the line in the sand, he knows where he's standing with her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not going to risk him realizing that he ain't in good standings with her. So she want to keep it muddy. That line is important. It's not important. Like a lot of people call it boundaries. I just think of it as form of structure. If a man is going to be involving himself with the woman and involving his finances, this has to be a structurally sound interaction where it's going to have a benefit to him. If it's not going to be a benefit to him, there should be no sacrifice from him. Whenever you spend your money, that's a sacrifice. I don't care how nobody slices and dice. I don't care if you buy a girl a stick of Wrigley's bubblegum for 30 cents at Quick Trip. You still spent some money, and you still bought her something. And people are like, oh, it's just 30 cents. No, I get it. I'm not gonna sit here and say harp over 30 cents, but why are we spending money on people that we is that what we supposed to do? Spend money on people to be cordial, to just like, let me try to get to know you. So the first order of business, let me open my wallet.
Nah, I don't think so. But in today's society, that's what people are leading with. Like, you gotta have that. Hey, what's your cash app, so I can get to know you.
But it stems from issues on both sides, the guys and the girls. The girls, they don't want. Well, I don't want to switch this to talk about the dating stuff, because I'm trying to keep it on the topic, right? The topic is that video, the entire topic, like that was the whole subject matter of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's about dating, and like, why do we get with people that, you know, don't challenge us, and why do we run from people that challenges us, and why? It's very broad. It's a very broad topic.
Well, okay, so like if you think about it,
I'm sorry, but before you start though, I just want to say, can we get those likes up? We got a couple of people in here. You know what I mean? People are coming in.
Let me hit that thing. Let me hit that thing. All right, so
get those likes up.
You got when you're in our society, not to say our society, I'm gonna take the society, I'm gonna talk about our culture. Mm-hmm. In our culture, we are probably the culture that lies the most. We lie the most. I'm pretty sure people in other ethnic groups lie. Whites lie, Asians lie, all these Indians lie. Everybody's lying to some degree. I mean, everybody can lie, but our culture is like notorious, habitual. We lie in everything. I mean, even when we go out, you know, we even have this notion, dress to impress. I don't know if that really exists in the other cultures. When I hear about guys, like white guys taking girls out, I don't know of them dressing to impress. I think they might want to look nice. They may put on some shoes they like, or boots, or pants, or a shirt, or belt they like. But as far as dressing to impress, I don't know if they do that.
I think I would say it's just because when I hear dressing to impress, it's almost like wearing your best for your first impression. So I think dressing to impress was more so like to leave a good first impression. But that's how I would take it.
Yeah, but I don't know if other groups of people do that. Now, maybe on a job interview, because and I don't, because Okay, look, I used to work for a sales organization, and we interviewed a lot of people. It was an extremely high turnover.
Mhm.
And majority of the people that came to work there were Caucasian.
Mhm.
I lived in Minneapolis, so it's not a heavily dominated African-American city.
Mhm.
None of the white kids, guys that then the most of them was between 22 maybe to about 28. That was the average age range of the people that applied.
Mhm.
None of them was looking impressive. They all had suits on. They
Mhm.
had business. The women had business suits, or they was all dressed for the appropriate. They were dressed appropriately for the setting.
Mhm.
None of them looked impressive.
But was that
None
like
of them.
on like an interview or like on
Yes.
a date?
Yes, on an interview, job interview.
So I would think on a date it would kind of be I don't know. I guess it could be all the same.
No, that mentality, bro. Do you see how black women go to job interviews? Bro, they be looking like they're going on a first date, as far as like they step their game up.
Yeah. To make
They look impressive.
Yeah. But I thought that people do that on going to jobs. They step their game up to look more impressive to get the job that they want.
Black people do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Black people, I don't know non-black
White
people to do this.
For real,
No,
white people, they look scruffy and dingy going.
It's not
Yeah,
about
that's
looking
what I was about to
scruffy
say.
and dingy. They look professional. They dress for the occasion, but they don't look impressive with their attire.
Oh, see, I ain't never really seen a black woman.
And when you're in sales, you see it. You see a lot of it, right? If I wasn't in sales, or like if you're in HR where you do interviews, or you're in sales,
Yeah, I did sales. I was interviewing people. Yeah.
When you're in a companies that do a lot of like mass recruiting,
Yeah,
you see all these people that show up. The white people just show up and look status quo. Like, hey, I'm gonna make sure I dress appropriately for this occasion. And I think that's the same thing what they do when they go on dates. What you think, Polo?
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Like, for whatever reason, because we come from less poor, impoverished, however you want to say it, we want to project of where we want to be. So we want to show out, even if it's just for the job interview. When they were middle class or lower upper class, they're like, I already got it. I just need to maintain. And they don't care. It's not, I need to meet the business casual standard or the business standard. And they're going to look like, so I'm from Mississippi. All the guys from Ole Miss and Mississippi State, they get like 2 pair of shoes, and they'll have them same 2 fucking pair of shoes for 2 years. Don't even, and you're like, damn, you're not gonna buy no new shoes. You're not gonna buy the new slacks. And in my travels, I wasn't necessarily in sales, and I was in operations. So the regional managers would wear, when they would pack 3 shirts for a 5-day week and 2 pair of pants, and that's it. They're like, hey, I meet the standard. I'm not trying to impress you. Because they'll spend their money on something else. Where we're trying to impress you visually, they will spend $200 a night on fucking alcohol or stocks or some other shit. But we're trying to impress you visually to make you seem like we have more than we really have when we don't even have it yet.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree on that, because I was gonna say, because I think it can be like a cultural thing for sure, because a lot of wealthy white people that I know, they're not dressing with the Gucci and stuff, but it's like the black people want almost like to look rich so that they can get more value or be validated. So I definitely understand where you're coming from with that, because
I hate when we speak on wealthy white people and how they just dress normal and they don't dress impressive, because we don't know that to be true. Well, I understand my experience. No, I'm not talking about your experience, right? I'm just talking about we as a general people, right? Black people as a whole be like, oh, white people, rich white people, you'll never know they got it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, you'll never know they got it. They just dress normal. How many rich white people do you know? Like, I mean, real talk. How many rich white people do you know? You think Fendi, Prada, Gucci, Balenciaga, you think all of these high-end brands are where they are just off of poor people? No, sirree, Bob. No, sirree, Bob. They are not these well-off brands, Boss, Hugo Boss, Kohan, all these other shoe brands, and these organizations are not as well off as they are because poor people is buying this stuff. Rich people buy high-end stuff. We just don't recognize what they're wearing as high-end because we don't understand Brooks Brothers, right? We don't wear the clothes that they wear because our clothes are, well, not our clothes, but the black culture, our clothes are loud.
Last year.
Rich white people don't wear loud clothing, but they wear high-end stuff.
It's subtle.
They do. Well, it's not necessarily subtle. It's subtle to our eyes because our eyes ain't trained. Like they eat Grey Poupon. We don't know what that tastes like. They eat caviar. The average black people don't know what that is or what that tastes like. Mm-hmm. And the stuff is just different. Like when you know how when you walk into well, if you do know rich white people, when you walk into their houses, yes, they'll have the modern houses. Those are more of a thing now. But those old Victorian style homes, they'll have those houses. They'll be old. They'll be dated. They love that texture, that culture, that they love stuff to be aged. We like stuff to be new. Mm-hmm. We don't like vintage. Rich white people, they love vintage. Mm-hmm. Vintage is their thing, and vintage is not cheap.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know, and so that's what I'm saying. Like when they be like, "Oh, you'll never know," it's like, no, you just don't have the palate. Your palate isn't their palate. You don't understand how they move because trust and believe, rich white people don't dress like poor people. Don't believe that for 1 second. They don't drive cars like poor people. Mm-hmm. All this, oh, rich man, he driving a Toyota. No, that's a guy whose net worth is something due to him saving and being frugal. But people who are high earners, people who earn $800,000-900,000 on the low end, up to $2, $3, $4, $5 million a year, they're not driving Toyotas. They driving S-Class Mercedes.
Yeah,
that's what they driving. Oh, baby, let me mute them so they don't hear you.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like you're saying. I think it's also the stuff that people spend their money on. Like it don't have to be with flashy and whatnot. What black people do versus white people being more doing it the way they do it. But Trini. Oh wait, Will, you wanted to ask me a question, but well, he's with the baby. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Tuan left. I stepped away.
You good?
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking, right, about the idea of our impoverished mindset. Mm-hmm. We have a poverty mindset, so much so that we can look at a coal and we'll toss it away, where someone will look at the coal and see the potentiality of a diamond inside of it. You know, we think that it's only fashion that denotes wealth. I mean, wealth is in paintings. That's what they have. They have paintings, not wigs. Paintings. Mm-hmm. Right? They have delicious fragrances. I mean, my mentor, I remember he had a $500 bottle of cologne. One bottle. Their wealth is into things that can, appreciate over time.
Well, can I ask something real quick, Trinity? I don't want to cut you off, but so like, if you go to brooksbrothers.com, I'm looking at a sweater. It's a V-neck cardigan with suede panels in wool cashmere blend. Nothing about this black people will look at it and be like, ooh, you see that new cardigan at Brooks Brothers? Let me show y'all what this is, what the price point is. I'll turn this camera around. Can I turn this around?
Yeah, you
never. Okay, yeah, I'll do it this way, whatever. Look at this. You see that sweater right there? That brown one?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You see the price on it?
There's that 6 something?
Is that $6.99?
$6.98.
98.
Wow. For
Look at
one
that.
shirt. But it looks so plain, right?
But see, people will say, "Oh, if they saw a white guy wearing that, they'll say, "Oh, you see, white people, they don't dress all fancy.
Yeah.
This
Uh-huh.
is fancy as heck. What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
It may
And
not
you know what?
look good. It may not be what you would wear, but there's nothing about it that is not cheap and not fancy to the group of people who wear it.
Because you know why? The group of people that wear those things are about texture. We, on the other hand, we're about name brands. They
Yep.
can have a plastic bag and just slap on a damn label, and they'd be like,
Look at this.
"Girl, I got this hat today. You see my hat?"
Guess how
Look
much
how
it costs?
look how
Ridiculous.
plain Jane that is. You see
Yeah.
that price?
Yeah. Nah, you can't see the price.
You can't see the price, but we know it's up there.
$648 for that blue
There you go.
for that blue sweater.
I believe it. I mean, and it's not unbelievable because it's about the material and it's long lasting. And
This
it's
black sweater,
comfortable.
$548. It's just a black sweater, little turtleneck sweater. This cardigan right here, $598. That little tan one.
Yeah.
Little Freddy Krueger sweater, $298.
Oh yeah,
This
for
little
sure.
this little purple sweater, $498. We so stupid.
He said the Freddy Krueger sweater. That is hilarious. But it's
Look at
true
this.
though.
Look at this vest. Oh, I guess I could have opened it up and made it bigger. Let me see. Is it gonna make it bigger? Look at this vest right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's
This
clean.
vest right here.
I go wear that this next summer.
$248. But they say that white people, rich white people dress. They don't wear fan. They don't wear. What are you talking about? This is a $250 sweater that's ugly, beyond ugly.
Just don't have the eye for it to see.
Now
There goes-
that doesn't count the shirt that they're gonna have underneath it. It's probably gonna be $200.
Yep.
Let me go.
And it's gonna probably look like a regular old tee. But yeah, you know, it's one of those things where it's the mind, it's the conscious. We have a poverty consciousness.
And a broken one too.
You know, I was listening to someone the other, I think it was yesterday or maybe this morning. I was listening to something on YouTube, and it was a discussion between males and females, guys and girls, right? And the girl was like, "Listen, my money is my money. Your money goes to the bills." Right? So he was like, "But why can't you, like contribute? Because if I want a $1.5 million house," this is his words, he said, "the bank won't give it to me, but your W-2 will help me get it." She said, "Oh, you can get my W-2. That's not a problem unless you can't afford it." So this other guy was like, he cannot understand the guy's mentality, because his idea was, if you contribute, right, and you add your money, then we can have more money to spend. Because he was like, we can get his thing was, we can get an 8-bedroom house.
And I would call him stupid.
Why would you want an 8-bedroom house? It's just the two of you. Because you want to floss and you want to flex, and you need her income to supplement a lifestyle that your behind can't afford. How much is that one?
This is the shirt that they're gonna wear underneath that sweater, right?
400 and what? No, 300.
$128.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
why they saying that they don't dress fancy, right? What's that? $250 plus that's $375, basically roughly $375 in just the shirt and the cardigan. And that's not a cardigan you're gonna wear every day. So that's a $250 sweater that you probably wear. What? I mean, how rich people got money to burn, and poor people need to stop thinking that they know what they're talking about when they talk about rich people. But yeah, that's the poor people would. The poor guy would want the woman to combine resources so that they can buy a bigger house, so they can both be stressed out every month.
Because my thing is, what if? I mean, and I am not one to usually go to the worst case scenario, but still, shit happens, right?
Mhm.
What if the chick leaves? Now he's stuck with a house that his ass can't afford. Now he has to go back to the lifestyle that he was running from.
No, in that case, they're both going to be. She's
Assed
going
out.
to leave. It ain't no what if she leaves. If you force a woman into a situation where she's buying more house than she's comfortable paying for, because clearly in that scenario she wanted him to pay for the house. She
No,
didn't want
her
them.
scenario, her thing is she wants to go where he already is.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. She didn't want her income to be, whether she was doing this from an intelligent space or from a selfish space. She didn't want her income to be a requirement for them to pay for their livelihood.
Right.
He propositioned her to be stressed out now that she can't work. She can't take time off. He can't take time off. They both have to keep working, burning the midnight oil to get through the week so they can pay their bills. That's going to add enough stress where the relationship is going to come crumbling down. And when it comes crumbling down, they both are going to have to go back to something that they're not accustomed to. But that appetite has become normalized, and it's hard to once that appetite is that as the norm, it's hard to go back to something else less than. Most people want to maintain their quality of living. They don't want to reduce it. Who's trying to be like, man, I know I was living on this level. I'm okay with going down a notch.
Which, yeah.
No, nobody, male or female. Most people.
Nobody. No, nobody wants to ever go backwards. That's just not how, the spirit moves. The spirit doesn't regress backwards. It's forward moving.
Now, and we might say,
I would say if I had to take a loss to learn, I wouldn't mind going back, but it wouldn't be going back to go to that. It'd be go back to learn and then catapult further. But
yeah, but most people, to see what he said was most people do not want to go back. And if for the objective, he's absolutely correct.
And you got to put it in this perspective too, Najee. Mm-hmm. So if you work hard and you get to a level, let's say there's 10 levels. 10 is the highest level. That's the level Bill Gates and Elon Musk and everybody's on, right? We're not talking about that level. But let's say somehow you progress and you get to a level 6 in life. Mm-hmm. Level 6 is real high. So let me go down. Let me say you get to a level 5.
Okay.
Because I would say the NBA players are like on level 6, right? Because if Bill Gates is level 10, NBA players not on level 9 or 8. They down there like 6, 5 to 6. So let's even get a little more conservative. Let's say you progress in life and you get to a level 4. Level 4 is good, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get it twisted. I'm talking about the average person level 0. We're gonna say 0 through 10. Level 0 is poverty. Level 1 is where the average American is, or no, just below the average American, like just above poverty, but not quite the average. You probably like $28,000-$30,000 a year, right? Level 2 would be like the average income earners. Level 3 will be like the people making 50 to 70,000. Level 4 will be the people making like 70 to 100. Level 5 are the people over 100, right? So if you get to like a level 4, you're 70 to 100. And you're accustomed to that now. You've been living on that level for 3-4 years. You've grown accustomed to that level. If you fall off, Najee, yes, you may be okay with taking a couple steps back, get on your grind to get back to where you were, because you know how to get there. Yes. But if you're really level 2 in life, you partner with another level 2, and together y'all try to force a level 4 lifestyle, and then y'all split up and you have to go back to your level 2 lifestyle, which is where you're at. You don't have what it takes to plow through to get back to that level 4, because you never achieved a level 4 on your own. You achieved a level 4 through collaboration. And it wasn't really truly a level 4 because you were stretching yourselves, bursting at the seams to live that level 4 lifestyle, because 2 level 2s should live at a level 2 lifestyle. They got a level 2 person who can take care of that level 2, and the other level 2 money is there for unforeseen circumstances, for traveling a little bit, vacations, living a little bit more of an abundance lifestyle during certain seasons, like, you know, holiday season. You get
a little bit more.
You get a little something, you know, like, yeah, it's not, you're not going to be living at this level constantly. 2 level 4s can live at a level 4, maybe a level 5 lifestyle, but they shouldn't be trying to live at no level 8.
Because you're skipping like so many levels in between.
Yeah, you're stressing yourself out. You're in debt up to your eyeballs.
Yeah.
A level 4 person could buy a level 4 house. 2 level 4 people can't buy a level 8 house, because that level 8 the math don't add like that, right? Because if level 4 is 100,000 plus, level 8 is not 200,000. Level 8 might be 10 million.
Wait. I'm confused. Wait, can you say the same thing a different way?
So like the levels in my example, it doesn't double, right? So like level 0 will be like poverty people. Level 1 will be people like just above poverty, you know, maybe $28,000 to $30,000 a year. I think 24,000 and below. It might be 28 now, but like that 24 to 28, that's somewhere in the poverty area right there. Okay. So let's say you get just above the poverty. Let's just say 32,000. You're at $32,000. You're just above the poverty level, but you're still not the average income earners. The average income earners are around 36 to 42,000. The women are around 36, 37. The men are between 42 to 45. So that'll be like level 2s. Level 3s will be the people who are doing better than, they'll be like the supervisors of the people on level 2s, right? Supervisors making 50, 55,000 a year, maybe 60. I mean, level 3s. Level 4s would be like people making 75,000. I mean, level 3s can be supervisors up to management, right? So level 55,000, I'll just say up to 100, whatever. Level 4s can be over 100. Level 5s are not going to be 150. Level 5s are going to be people like 250 to 500,000.
Wow, I see what you're saying.
Level 6 is going to be like 600,000 to 1 million. Level 7 is going to be 1 million to like 10 million. Level 8 going to be like 10 million to 25 million, something like that. It's not going to be, level 2 level 4s can be a level 8. No. But 2 level 2s can probably be a level 4. 2 level 5s can't be a level 10. No, because y'all like in that $150,000 range. 2 of y'all can't match a Bill Gates.
Right. And that's crazy because it's never even thought of that way.
Right.
You know, it's like, we just double the income. But you double the income, but it doesn't take you out of the level that your income bracket still is in.
Right.
Because
100%.
Yo,
it'll take you out of that bracket in the infancy stages, right? Levels 1s, 2s, 0s, 1s, 2s, doubling up can put you in the next bracket. But 2 level 5s cannot put you in the next bracket. Right. Unless you're at the high end of the level 5. You know, if you both making $450,000 a year, level 5s, y'all team up. Y'all gonna get almost into that million bracket teaming up. But you ain't gonna, it don't double your purchasing power like that. Hey, baby, stop.
That's a good word, purchasing power. I don't think we really even understand the idea of purchasing power because we are just so focused on doubling, multiplying. And what they're essentially doing is multiplying their asses right into debt, just like you said. And my thing is, like, I shouldn't be someone who upgrades your lifestyle, especially if I'm not looking for you to upgrade my lifestyle.
Well, somebody said, where was it? Was that here? Yeah, I got banned again today. So
On opinion?
Yep.
How? Never mind.
I went
You
in
breathe.
today. So
Just breathe.
I went
Oh,
in.
see, I jumped in early and something like I'm gonna be your daddy, or I should be your daddy, or something.
I titled the live, I should be y'all's daddy. They ain't like that one. I went in. When I say I went in, I can't even show y'all how I went in because they wouldn't let me post it. They
Damn.
Yeah. Oh no, y'all would have listen. I tapped into my picking and choosing before y'all met me. Picking and choosing. Oh, that was bad. Listen.
Are you trying to get banned?
Wait, do we all? Because I was thinking like I have a phase where I was just a straight asshole, and it's like that's before I got to before I became a refined individual.
Before you met me,
and now it's like okay, so everybody
then you was
has
like, let me try to be the agent of chaos, and that wasn't working, and then you got upgraded to the agent of peace. I'm sorry, agent of grace. He's the agent of grace now. Yeah. Najee was the agent of chaos for a long time. Every time I go live, I see Najee pop. I'm like, oh, here we go.
He couldn't understand. He couldn't comprehend. He was coming in with a certain mindset, and then when you try to put me in a box, you won't.
Najee, I put everybody in the box.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad you brought that box back up because here's the thing. This is what I see, right? This is my thing. Everything has to be defined. If something is not defined, it does not exist. We have to be okay with defining. How can you know something if you're not able to define it? And how are you able to define it unless you are able to put it into a category?
Mm-hmm.
The problem that I see with people is that they are not confident in what they say they know. Because if they were confident in what they say they know, it wouldn't matter what anybody else says according to what they know. You understand? That's number one. Number two, the issue I also see is that they are just governed by their thoughts and they don't exercise their thinking abilities. They don't think. And when you are going into a conversation with a thinker governed by your thoughts, you can't keep up. You can't. And now you're getting frazzled. And now you are like, oh, you're trying to set me up. Oh, no, I'm not trying to set you up. I'm trying to test your logic. I need to see how you think. I need to see how you process information so that I can know how to converse with you. But most times people don't want to converse. They want to debate. They want to debate without a facilitator. They want to debate without any experience. And they want to debate without any intelligence.
Yeah.
And then they also want to debate according to how they feel. I feel like, who cares about your feelings?
It's how they think.
I get that. But you see, this is the thing. They're processing their thoughts from their feelings.
Yeah, but saying, I feel like you're being mean to me.
I know that's an idea. That's not a feeling. A feeling would be like, I feel saddened. I feel disappointed.
That's not even a
feelings are emotional.
That's the label that you place on it, but the feeling is the
dude. Listen to me. I get what you're saying. What I'm talking about is them. Okay?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
In terms of when they're saying like I feel like, when I ask somebody, so tell me what you think, and they say, well, I feel like, they are expressing from their feeling the sensation in their body. I get that. Mm-hmm. But in order for that sensation in the body to be verbalized, it will have to, especially if it's psychological, which is emotions, it will have to be expressed in terms of an emotion. For me to say, oh, I feel shaky, that can be a multitude of things. I feel shaky inside. I can feel cold, where I'm chattery, right? Mm-hmm. I can feel I can feel anxious. I can feel nervous. So emotion words are very necessary. And I get when people are processing the world, for the most part, they're processing the world through their feelings as opposed to through logic. because you would need logic to be able to think, to come up with an idea. Hey, good day to you, Quell. Welcome.
Yeah, how's it going?
Good.
My man Quell in the building.
Yeah, what's going on? Appreciate you showing up the other night, Will. Boy, everywhere you go, boy, Will is he's a magnet for controversy.
Hey, what? Wait. When I was over there with when you was live with that dude.
Yeah.
Hey, fam. Well, I can't go live with y'all no more, man. I got banned again today.
Oh my God, yo, boy, you stay in Instagram jail, man. What's the?
I mean,
Yo,
because
he's a lifer on layaway.
listen, man, people don't want conversations that make sense, that people can grow from. They want conversations that are nice. I'm not the nice conversationalist on these subjects.
Well, to be real, even with that conversation last night, my wife was sitting right there the whole time. And half the time when I was on mute, she was sitting there. What is she talking about? Boy, she was ready to go. I was like, yo, it's all good. Yo, because I didn't know what she was talking about either, though, man. Because it was crazy because it was totally off subject from everything we were talking about. Like, you know,
And y'all the type of people that allow these women to get away with that
hey,
foolishness.
don't say y'all, Will. Because
Listen, let me tell you why I'm saying y'all. Even though I know you're just being respectful and you're like, man, I'm not about to sit here and argue with this woman. I don't have the energy, I don't have the time or the desire. Because they don't hear enough people cracking that whip, they think what they're saying is making sense.
Let me tell you this though, because I'm a part of that group there. So normally, even when I come in the room or whatever, when I come in and I say certain things there, because when I first got in there, like nobody really knew what to expect from me. So whenever I got in there and I straight up asked them, I was like, because they were talking about men, and I asked them, I was like, when's the last time you took any type of culpability and accountability for what went wrong in the relationship? What did you do wrong in there? You know, so don't always blame men, because guess what? You're the only person that you can control. Like, you have no control over what the man does. So can you be reflective enough to look back and say, okay, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? And normally it's normally a deflection from that, where it's like you know, where they don't really want to. I think that's too much, and they don't want to really go that deep, or you know, address any of those things.
I'm glad you said that, because I was just about to ask you, is your wife next to you right now?
She right here.
Good. Ask your wife, do these women need to be constantly reminded that they some lies? Or do we need to continue to pander to them by being so nice as to not offend them with the truth?
I don't care about offending nobody.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, and it's not about being rude and just being inconsiderate, but you can't say nothing.
No.
We don't even know what a loser is in society anymore. What's a loser, ladies and gentlemen? Tell me what a loser is.
Someone who is not getting the result that they want.
Oh my God.
No.
Then when I call people losers, why am I such the bad guy?
Well, you gotta realize,
because you're not as cute. I got this, because you're not as cute as me.
That, and you gotta realize people only get offended by the truth. So if they feel like they're a loser, they'll get offended by you calling them a loser. If you don't feel like you're a loser,
because it's
I won't
easier
be
for me.
offended by it.
It's easier for me to rebuff what you're saying than to actually address me.
No. See, what y'all failing to realize is I'm not mad at the loser for getting mad at me for calling them a loser. I'm talking about you guilty bystanders. The ones who be like, that's not nice.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not for that either, though.
What?
I'm not for that. Yeah, I'm definitely not for that.
So if a guy is a drug dealer and we say he a thug,
to somebody, be like, that's not nice. Don't you call him a thug.
Hey, Will, look, I got an even better example. Think about when the drug dealers be at the funeral and then they got to try to muster up some nice things to say about him. And you know this dude don't be in a deficit to the community. Oh yeah, God don't call them home. And like, dude, this dude don't kill like 20 people. And
He'd
those
be
He's
souls
like,
like,
God
drug
didn't
habits.
call him
he's still,
home. Johnny took him out. God had nothing to do with this. Johnny took him out.
I
Yo,
blame y'all.
To the upper room.
it'd be the people that feel entitled to what another person is saying to take offense. Like, how entitled do you have to be offended by
well,
what I'm
well,
saying out of my mouth? Like,
well, look, I'll give you this example, Will. So it's one particular lady in the group, right, where I was mentioning about the Bible or whatever, and I don't know what it is, and I could tell that most people haven't actually read the Bible because if most women read it, they probably would not subscribe to the teachings of the Bible, because soon
about
as I
time somebody said it, because I'm like, yeah, but continue.
no, so I forgot exactly what was I mentioning exactly. So I've said up here multiple times that the basic premise of the Bible is basic human treatment. Is us learning how to treat one another.
Right.
And I forgot what I said. But everything I think the problem I had was everything this lady said is always had to do something with uh what God my beliefs in God and the man that God's gonna send me, and it was like all of this stuff, and I'm like, yo, y'all y'all using this as a cloak
He
to
said,
hide accountability for yourself, and it's not good. It's not good to do that because it's just like, look, if you look at anybody in the Bible, all of those dudes made a human choice that God had very little to do with the choice that them picking their women. A lot of people try to add, God's gonna send me a. You're not, and I was just telling my wife this. You haven't prepped. You haven't prepped or made room for a man or woman to be in your life half the time. You don't have any space for them, but yet and still you want to keep talking about, I want this good person in my life, but you don't have the capacity to fit them because you got this job, you got your kids, and everything else is more important than that person. So I just don't like that because it's a crutch where now all I got to do is use God and use the mission of trying to quote unquote spread the gospel to which it's just so
So
much
would
that
it
I
make
don't like
sense,
about it.
Quell, to help you out, get to the finish line a little quicker? Would it make sense for you just to call him a loser? Wouldn't that wouldn't that help this dynamic a lot more than the trying to explain to them the scriptures that they're reading the same words you're reading. They're reading the same words you're reading, but somehow, some way, when they read, the only thing they want to focus on is, oh, I'm gonna get me a Boaz. Do you not realize how much how much Naomi had to do to get Ruth ready for Boaz?
Nope.
Ruth wasn't just walking and Boaz found her. I'm a Proverbs 31 type woman. You know how much work a Proverbs 31 type woman has to endure?
25 character traits to
My
be
mama
exact.
started off with washing
You
her
ain't no
hands first.
Proverbs 31 type woman. You know what you are? You a Delilah. Ruining a Samson.
Not a Jezebel.
I thought that
You a
too.
Delilah. Ruining a Samson. That's what you is. That's what you is. But see,
Yeah.
Instagram don't want us to tell them that. Why? Because these laws, I think they spending a lot of money on Instagram. You know, Instagram 6 years ago, they ain't had no ads like that.
Man,
You can't get on Instagram without getting hit with an ad.
That's crazy. Bitches fucking food.
They're like, how dare you? How dare you get on our platform and make our customer base feel ashamed of who they are and they step away from our platform? Nah, nigga, you on a 30-day timeout. So I just
Yeah,
had to realize this. Instagram don't want free speech. They want them dollars. And I can't be mad at them. So I gotta just leave them alone.
yeah. And normally, like to be real, when I do get up there or whatever, when I have gotten up there, half the time though, I think the one thing that I really try to emphasize is to stand on a topic. And normally that's really hard for people to do, because normally it spins totally out of control, where I think we include too many people into a conversation where they don't belong. And because they don't belong, they try to get to a subject that makes them competent. So half the time, if it's something that somebody talking about, sometimes I just listen in. Like, I don't even pop in up there, because I'm like, man, I don't belong here. I'm not about to involve myself in this nonsense right here, because that's normally where we get people where they avoid questions and avoid answer, actually, like what Will don't like. That's normally why they avoid it, because they are inept in what they're talking about, and they just want to try to prove somebody wrong.
Hey, well, listen. I tell people all the time, I don't know what y'all got it twisted. I ain't here to learn. I'm here to talk. I'm here to tell you what I gotta say. I'm not here to hear what you gotta say. I be so glad when people finish their sentence so they can shut up so I can talk again. Thank you. Shut your ass up.
Keep my ass off the internet entirely. So
Now you need to listen, ma'am, sir. And then I'll go back and do my thing. They don't like me, boy.
Yeah, but you be in your lane though, because you already know what you want, what you're up there to talk about. I'm saying they're coming in a valley, in an uphill battle, trying to prove you wrong.
Right. And I
So it's
tell them,
like,
I warn them. I'm like, yo, I'm well versed in what I'm talking about. Are you? And they think because they can hang on their experiences, that their personal experiences enough to carry them in a conversation with me. And I'm like, no, sir. You're gonna have to put your helmet on and your mouth guard in. It's about to get real bumpy.
Your helmet.
It's about to get real bumpy, and you are not prepared. You are ill prepared for this. And they just fall victim to it. That's why I can't even get alive no more. You know how hard it is to get somebody camo with me, Quell?
as far as what? I'm sorry.
Like cam up. I'm surprised. If Instagram wasn't so sensitive right now, I wouldn't be getting banned as much as I get banned. Bro, when I first got on Instagram, I could usually get about 4 to 8 people to camo with me whenever I go live.
Right.
I would have some people waiting, and bro, I could be on live 45 minutes. Ain't nobody gonna send no requests. They're like,
Yeah.
nah.
Well,
I could be
you know
live for
what?
2.5 hours.
That's what's crazy though, because I could remember when I first started listening into you, and there was a time, sometime last year though, and I think to me, I don't think it's just you, because I think Instagram's platform is really wonky, because
Well,
I
it's
think
an
now
election.
no, well, I'm saying, like, last year when I was up there, like, there were the traffic and the amount of different conversations that would happen in there was a lot better. Now this year, it's a whole lot different to me this year.
Yeah, I can
Like,
see that.
it's a lot different now. And then I think too, I think people want something that's sensational. They don't really want to talk. I think they want something that they, in Will's words, that they want to be entertained,
Yes.
because that's why they go back to Will. That's why
There
they
you
go
go,
back
sir.
to. They
Well,
want to be entertained, whether they will admit it or not. They want to be entertained, and that's why they show back up to Will, because it's so many women. I don't like what he says. I don't like him. He's a narcissist.
Yo, Quell, I was on the phone with one lady, right? And Will's name came up, right? And she said that she didn't like him. She didn't care for him and stuff like that. So, I know how to ask the right questions. Long story short, What she was mad with Will about is that he talks about relationship topics. She wants to hear him speak more about money topics. So you don't hate him. You hate the fact that you can't listen to him talk because you don't want to hear what he's talking about.
Yo, that's just crazy. That's like me
That's what
going.
it is, right?
We are
And wait, time out. She
entitled.
was like, she said, "Oh snap! I think you're right. I guess I do like him." Well, you just need to stop talking about relationships so much so that I can go back in his lives and learn more about money. And I think that's what it is. Sometimes people really want to hear him speak, but just don't like what he has to say, which is the
Like,
wildest
We are
thing.
in.
yeah,
We
or
are.
it's like when they be like, you should have said it like this, then it'd have been better. And it's like, bro, why y'all trying to tell him how he should speak on his platform? And people will take it like, oh,
We are
well,
entitled though, man. Like
that's
that's
what
like me going. That's like me walking up in a business or in your house and telling you, oh, you shouldn't have that. You shouldn't hang that TV right there. You should hang your TV over here. And it's like, dude, you in my house. How you gonna tell me in my house where I should put my TV at? Now, if you want to pay some bills here, and you want to contribute, then I probably would consider letting you have an opinion. Like I'll consider that, but it's the entitlement of I knew it was bad. It was one time, man, where I was in a live and somebody told me that I was being self-absorbed and narcissistic.
Who
Just
you?
by yeah, like I was being self-absorbed and narcissistic because I said something negative towards women. And I was like, how the how the hell did you get that from anything that I just said? How the hell how the hell am I a narcissist, man? Like, do y'all know what that really means? That word is watered down now. Well,
bro.
anytime I hear somebody say it at this point,
I'm like,
I
start
just
asking
disregard
them.
it.
No, start asking them what does it mean?
they
Make
won't be able
believe
to
you.
say.
No, no,
That's
no.
why.
No. Make believe you don't know what it means, and ask them what it means.
Oh, they're not gonna fall for that,
They
Trinity.
won't
Oh, they
make
fall
it
for it for
for
me
you.
every time.
Yeah, because you a woman.
No, because I'm me.
We are narcissists for even asking the question, what does it mean to be a narcissist?
Yeah,
Look at him. He just gotta get the last word in. Look, he just gotta ask me questions. Why do you want to question me to death, sir? Ma'am, I'm questioning you because I'm trying to understand you. You do realize questions help us get to a conclusion, right? See, we gonna get to a conclusion that you know what you're talking about, or you're stupid. And I think we both know which one we're gonna conclude.
Oh shit.
You stupid. you. As a matter of fact, you ain't stupid. You a dumbass.
Hey, you know what though, Will? Though I'm gonna give you credit on this though, man, because it's sometimes where I think what's making it a lot worse is and I got love for this brother, but when you be talking to dudes like Forrest and CJ, man, and I got respect for them dudes, man, but they kind of moved the needle in the wrong direction, bro. They moved the needle in the wrong direction, man, because half the time they'll try to they'll wind up defending people that clearly they know is wrong. They know it's wrong, and they know that that's behavior that they wouldn't accept. But because they're up, I don't know if it's because they're up there, but you know, I just think they definitely don't help. They don't help the case. They're enablers in a way.
It's
Um,
Instagram, bro.
yeah.
Think about it like this. Instagram is gonna ban me because they don't want me pushing rhetoric about their customer base. It's bullying. How am I bullying somebody? Because we having a difference of opinion. I'm sorry, my baby over here. I'm trying to mute so y'all don't hear, but the brothers like the gentleman that you mentioned, right? They gotta protect their customers. They can't let me say what I say to they losing ass customer base. What are you doing? What? Come on, you ain't gotta say that. Well, what do I have to say? What should I say?
Yeah.
Because Trinity told us a loser is people who ain't getting the results that they want. What do I always say when I talk to people? Hey man, I'm not. If you're getting the outcomes that you want, I ain't talking to you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm talking to people who are tired, broken, weary, frustrated, lonely, can openly admit that they don't know what they're doing and that they need help. If that's not you, I'm not talking to you.
Right.
So when I call people losers, you shouldn't feel offended.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You only get offended by the truth. And those people who get offended deep down inside, they feel like they're a loser. And it's like, oh, he's reflecting to me how I actually feel about myself. Let me make it him wrong. It's you. Let me attack him. Let me try to disconnect from how I feel and make it about him. Because like if you're not a loser and you winning, nothing you can say to me about being a loser would ever resonate with me because I'm not losing. So it's like for the people that are, they get offended. Even when they look like they're successful out externally, internally, deep down inside, they still feel like that's why they get offended by it. And
Well,
it's like,
Najee, I think they've made Instagram a reality for them. I think to me that's the bigger issue. That I think most people have been on Instagram so long and been on the internet so long that they have made that their reality.
100%.
Because so I don't think they like because I'm not even gonna name this person because everybody would know exactly who I'm talking about once I say this. But there's one particular person that gets on the internet constantly. Their positions flip flop every live, and and as long as I've seen this brother, he's never had he's had alleged relationships and all sorts of other things going on. And look, man, you got to get up off this internet, man. Every time I see you, you up here, and that's what I think. That's what everybody's problem is. Like we only can get these things in the real world. We can't get it from people on this internet. But we've replaced friendships and actual real life relationships with this pseudo relationships on the internet. A lot of these conversations used to happen in circles when we used to go to bars and go out to eat with your friends and all this other stuff where you had to have those conversations. Now we have them up here with people who we don't really know, and we're comfortable because there's no accountability there's no real accountability that comes with this.
Heck yeah. And I think that as well. And on top of that, a lot of times with the internet, it's just people saying stuff that they don't know what they're talking about, and then people jumping on a bandwagon, and then those people feel like, oh, I actually do know what I'm talking about because I have this amount of followers or I have this people sharing my stuff. And it's just like then you talk to a person who actually knows what they're talking about in real life, and they're like, oh damn, I really don't know what they can't tell you that, because if they do tell you that, all the followers that's following them, that's watching you and interact with them, it's like, oh, he really don't know what he's talking about. I remember my friend had went live with somebody on this internet, and I was like, buddy's he don't know what he's talking about. And she was madly in love with this guy. And I'm like, he's kind of pandering right now. Like he's pandering heavily right now. And I don't think you realize it. She went live with him and she was like, yeah, and now I understand what you're saying. I'm like, yes, y'all. First, it's the Derek Jackson effect. I call it the Derek Jackson effect, where people think just because a person has they're saying something or they got a bunch of followers, that means they know what they're talking about. So then when the people who actually do know what they talk about hear this person, it's like, bro, I don't know what he's talking about. I would not listen to him. A year later, he comes out, oh, he was just trying to get women and he wasn't cheating. It's like, yeah, we been saw this, but y'all are stuck on this internet as if the internet is real when it's not. These people
You can't say that, Najee. You're a hater. You're hating on them.
Hey,
What up? What
Hey,
up, Gotti?
Bugatti, welcome to the
What up? What
live.
up? How y'all
Peace,
doing?
How
brother.
you
Hey,
doing?
hey,
I'm
Gotti, if
good.
I
I'm good.
salute you again, man, you'll respond to me, man. I ain't never talking to you again, man.
I said what up. I said what's up. What's up? Hey, what you mean?
I ain't hear you, man. I'm about to
Will, don't
unfriend
come
you.
on my live and start bullying my guest, okay?
Right.
This
Gotti,
is why
delete
you
my
keep
number
getting
after the end
banned
of
from
this live, sir.
IG. You a bully. Don't bully my guest, okay? Okay.
Yeah, stop bullying me.
Hey, so check this out. So look, there was this guy when I first started going live on IG. I used to go on my personal page that I don't never use. So it's the Will.Maybon page that I like. I never use that page. So people, I looked at it the other day. I had like all these requests because when I was banned on every other page, I had to go live on that page one time, right? So all these people started following. I'm like, I'm not accepting none of these requests. Ain't nothing but my kids on this page. No. And all the posts are like 2.5 years old. Like I don't have no, let me see on the most recent posts I have. Anyway, so look, when I first started going live, this I ran into my arch nemesis, right? So one of my friends, she was like, "Oh, I want you to talk to this guy. You know, I think y'all should really talk because he really know what he talking about." Huh? Oh, my lady said this girl I know, she is not my friend. Oh, okay, so this girl I know. All right. So this girl I know, she like, you should talk to him, you should talk to him. So she was just telling me like it was like about a month of this. And I was like, all right, well, you know, set it up. She's like, if I set it up, you'll talk to me. Like, yeah, set it up. So she literally went and set up for us to have a conversation. And I'm sitting here like, I don't know nothing about them because I don't go research people, right? I like to get it raw and uncut. I like to find out who I'm dealing with in the moment. I don't want to try to prepare. I don't want to have no preconceived notions. So this fool coming alive and we talking and he coming real. He was coming like a Trojan horse. He was coming like he agreed with everything I was saying. So he was like, so tell me. So I laid out my little rhetoric. And he was like, okay. The whole time I'm talking, he's smiling, laughing, and like, yeah, okay, like nodding, like, yeah, okay, I understand that, yeah. And I'm just sitting here. Then this fool, when it's his turn to talk, he did the little switcheroo. I said, oh, I know what kind of nigga I'm dealing with. So we just kept talking. And after he said what he said, I said, I peeped your stilo. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm about to bust your head. I'm just letting you know right now, your head is about to be leaking. So we started engaging our conversation, and y'all know how I get with people. It don't. I try to be nice. Like when I talk to the people that Quell mentioned, you know, I try to be nice. And I used to get DMs by people. Why you being so nice to these niggas? Man, tell them about himself. And I be like, man, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to. He got a whole lot of losing ASSHOEs over there, and I don't want to scare them off. So I'm trying to put my rhetoric in there a little bit, and maybe somebody will hear it. Like a lot of the people that follow them be following me. Yeah. All right. So the conversation, long story short, the conversation just, it went like it normally go. But I was a lot nicer to him than I normally am. And so at the end of it, we part ways, and the girl I know, who I call my friend, my lady say ain't my friend, right? The girl I know, she like, ugh. I'm like, what? She's like, I was expecting it to go better than that. I mean, dang, like, you should really listen to him. I'm like, listen to him? Do you not know who I am? What are you talking about, listen to him? I'm like, you should be listening to me, you dummy. So she's like, I mean, but look at his followers. He had 15,500. No. He had 16,600 followers. And I was like, what's this supposed to mean? She was like, I mean, duh, not that all these people wouldn't be following him if he didn't know what he was talking about. She said, look at your followers. I had probably like 800. So it's like you got this guy with 800 followers and you got this guy with 16,600. Obviously, the people who put stock in that he know what he talking about and I don't. And you know, all of the women in the comment section was like, yeah, I'm gonna say his name. Yeah, Kenny. Yeah, Kenny. Tell him, Kenny. And I'm sitting here like, you can't get through to these zombies.
Wait, is that the one? Is that the one? Is that like a pastor dude?
Nah, his name is Kenny B. Speaks. Y'all go look him up. Now he when he got married to a non-black woman, they was hot. They was hot.
Yo, that's a false equivalency right there, though. Like,
hold on, look, his whole audience, nothing but black women. Then when he went and got married, he married a non-black woman. He married like an Indian woman.
But why does that surprise us, though? Like, I said, why does that surprise us for black folks? Like,
it shouldn't, but I know it's funny as hell when you got a whole grace of people rallying for you just to find out none of y'all qualify for the man that you were worshiping and like.
But it gets a little worse though. Watch this. So I'm gonna wrap it up with this. Look. So he posted the live between him and I. Within like 20 minutes of him posting it, it had 800 likes.
Oh, damn.
And I was like, whoa, that thing got some traction. But it was only like 35, 40 people in the live. So I'm like, and again, I'm new to Instagram, right? So I wasn't new to Instagram, but I was new to going live. I didn't really understand all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting here like, this math ain't math. You got all this traction. I looked at it the next day. Why the 800 likes was down to 200 likes.
Bots.
I looked at it the next day. It went from 200 likes to 600 likes.
But it went from here like, it kept going up and down. It kept fluctuating.
Yeah, it went 800 likes down to 200
to back up to 600.
And then, so I was looking at one of the I was letting it replay, and I was listening to it a little bit, and I saw the count go up. I was like, oh dang! I ended up getting a call or something, and I came back to it, and the likes was way down. I'm like, what? Wait a minute! This thing is bouncing as I'm basically looking at it. And I asked her, and then I went and looked at his friend list. It was 16,600, and it dropped to 16,500. I said, this brother lost 100 followers just from me clicking hit refresh, basically. And I was like, to my friend, I was like, your mans have all like bots that's following him, right? You know, all of his likes and stuff are paid for. Notice you look at the comment section, there's 2 comments. There's 800, 1,000 likes. There's 2,000, 3,000 likes on some of the posts, and there's 4 comments. You're just not going to have that many people liking it, and nobody's commenting on it. But, you know, the people that look like me that has a vagina in America, they're not that bright. But no offense to you, Trinity, and Ackwell's wife, Miss Ackwell.
Wait, I'll take offense.
I agree with that.
So it's just
that's why this Instagram. Like I'm saying, I was gonna make a video about it. How it's kind of the math don't be mathing to me. Like when there's so many life coaches, there's so many therapists, there's so many marriage counselors, and I'm like, are y'all married? Is your life actually in a place where you can be coaching somebody to get there? Like, it don't make sense to me how all these people aren't doing the stuff in real life, but they're qualified to do it on Instagram.
Because our validation is the amount of people we assume that they're reaching, and not necessarily their life experience and where they've been. Because it's so easy for me to just get out here and say, hey, I'm a life coach, and I haven't done nothing in life. I haven't left the small stick town that I've been in. But I'm gonna start talking to people and telling them about things that I don't. All I got to do is learn a few words that make me sound competent, where I sound like I know what I'm talking about, where I sound like, man, he knows his stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just because I could use I call it the Stephen A. Smith effect. Just because I could use a bunch of big words and all that stuff and be a little bit verbose and flamboyant and entertaining, then that means that I know what I'm talking about. And just cause I could talk fast, it's like that New York stuff. Like I could just talk real
Hey,
fast.
hey, hey,
Hey,
Oh,
you
you
look
want
at
to talk
Will.
about them losers, huh?
Look at Will.
hey, you know it's true. The New
New
Yorkers
Yorkers
know
are
New
losers.
Yorkers know that.
Most New Yorkers are losers to the tune of
Okay,
95,
okay,
96% of
okay.
them.
I was quiet. I was being quiet. I mean, like, why you gotta do that, man? I was sitting here letting you get your stuff on. Why you gotta come on, bro? Stop it.
I
Bro,
mean,
come on.
Stop it.
Got it. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know that a lot of New Yorkers are bullshit artists.
I'm
no,
not saying
bro, not a lot. Most of them to the tune
I'm
of
not saying they're not.
90%.
I'm not saying they're not. What I'm saying is you're not going to sit here and put a label on most New Yorkers, and you're not going to do that. You feel me? I'm not saying there's a whole bunch of New Yorkers who ain't shit. There's a whole bunch of New Yorkers who is a lot
How
of shit,
many?
but
Wait, wait.
you're not
No,
going
do
to say
not do
that.
that to us. Wait, you're sinking us, bro. You said you agree, but then you say, but you can't label all of those people that
No, I
you
did.
agreed that
No, I
was.
did. What I said was I agree that there are New Yorkers who are bullshitters. I
Oh,
can
they're not
agree.
most though. There's not most New
I
Yorkers
can
that's
hold on.
BSers.
I said I can agree that there are New Yorkers that are bullshitters, but I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
gonna label all New Yorkers as bullshitters. I'm
He
not
said
gonna do that.
It's
most.
a but let's be for real. It's a part of you guys' culture. It's a part of you guys' culture, man.
Yo,
Oh,
wait, yo, see the people.
what
I
are you
see
talking about?
before,
Wait,
before,
no, wait,
before.
hold on, Bugatti. He's gonna have to explain this to me. Hold on. Can you expound, please? How is it a part of our culture? Where's the statistics? Where did you get your research done?
Hey, man, look, I'm basing it off of the interactions and what I've seen from people who you could clearly tell are from New York. So I
Bruh.
so
And
what
where
I'm
you
saying,
from?
So I guess
Where
I
you
can.
from?
So wait, I guess I
I'm from
can say
Carolina.
that all people in Maryland are flip floppers, okay, and all people in Georgia are right. All
But
people in
Trinity, to your
Jersey
point though, to
are
your point,
loud as hell and are dumb. I mean, come on,
and
just
look,
like
and look, and
people
look,
on the
if
internet.
if the shoe don't fit, you must have quit. You just leave
Man,
it
you
where it's
cannot
at.
tell me you meet 100 New Yorkers on Instagram. You think you know the whole New York City?
I'm now basing
Really?
this off Instagram. I'm basing this off of New Yorkers I ran into in real life.
Don't
What
you
did you
you
meet New
notice? Do you
Yorkers?
notice? Do you notice that most of the people who say shit like that about New Yorkers are country bumpkins? Like
Hey,
they're country
I
ass
ain't got a
people.
problem with being no
Excuse me,
country
sir.
bumpkin. I can accept that.
Excuse me, sir. I let you talk, and you talk about New Yorkers is rude and bullshit, and you don't even let me get my sentence out. So this is crazy. But most of the time, when you ask these people where they're from, they are from small ass cities, small ass counties, and they don't know shit about a big city like New York. So they feel what I say is they just can't hang. So the shit that y'all can't hang with, y'all just want to start talking shit about. And I understand, you know what I'm saying? It might be a little intimidating. I mean, New York City is intimidating to a lot of people. It's a lot of
Bro,
stuff going on. You feel me?
finish what you got to say so I
But
can
I
speak.
gotta,
I'm sick of you already.
excuse me. See, it's another person from a country ass place that don't even exist no more. See what I'm saying? It's rude. And I'm a New Yorker and I'm supposed to be the one that's rude. Shit is crazy. Bunch of country bullshit ass people want to talk about my city. And I digress.
Okay, cool. Two things, sir. First of all, you're only one New Yorker. You are not New Yorkers. You are one singular person, sir. And you want to carry all these people on your little back.
Big
My
back.
nigga, the math ain't mathing. That ain't gonna work. Now, here's what I really want to talk about, though. Something you cannot deny. You heard me talk to a losing ass New Yorker today that made a fool out of himself.
Did you not?
Yeah.
I plead the fifth.
Oh shit.
I plead the fifth. I ain't gonna lie, I plead the fifth, man. Listen. Listen, like
Well,
I
hey,
said,
Gotti, was
like
it
I
not
said
bad?
before, I said yes. There are a lot of it's a bunch of New Yorkers that's bullshitters, yes, but it's not enough for you to just label New Yorkers as bullshit people. That's all I'm saying. Just like it's a lot of people in the South that be kissing their cousins. I mean, I can't say all y'all kiss y'all cousin.
Hey man, but if it don't fit me, I ain't barking up that tree. I ain't even
So
gonna
why
try to defend
so
that.
why you see? So you shouldn't have even responded. You
No,
should have never even
I'm saying
responded because
I'm
you
saying
see
no,
Will
no,
ain't
no,
respond,
no.
nobody responded. I'm just saying, a lot of
Oh,
people in the
you
South
wanted us to
kiss
be
their
rude and
cousins.
talk while you was talking. Is that what you're saying?
You said what?
You also you wanted us to be rude and talk while you were
Well,
talking,
clearly
right?
you wanted your Carolina brother is already took that. Every
Hold
time I
on, my
talk, he
G.
start
Hold on,
talking.
my G. See, this is what I can't stand about you losing ass New Yorkers.
Here
See,
we
y'all
go.
think, wait, let me talk, my brother. Go back to you being peaceful and docile and submissive and wait. So
Whoa,
listen,
whoa, 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 whoa.
listen, sir. I hate how you
Nah,
niggas up there think y'all can talk about people down south and y'all don't even be knowing nobody down south. But think that we can't talk about y'all up there. First and foremost, y'all so damn loud in New York. I think the people can hear you at the earth's core. I think people on Jupiter can hear you niggas. All y'all do is brag, boast, and talk and lie. Then you got the audacity to talk about the Southerners who are far more honest than y'all. Keep it a stack way more than y'all. Live way better lives than y'all. Have
what?
way
Like,
higher net worth than
bro,
y'all.
drugs,
Actually know what it means to own property.
drugs.
You niggas don't know what it means to own property up there. You niggas are intertwined more with the welfare system than any other demographic of people in the United States. Who? New Yorkers. Who specifically? New York cities. The Nets, Jets, Mets, and Pets.
Bro, how you gonna shame my city for having a better welfare system than yours? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that my city has a better welfare system than yours. Like, we have more people. You have 100 people in your town. Why the fuck would anybody give
You
you a
live here,
welfare?
fool.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. I let you talk. What's wrong with y'all country ass people? Rude. You just keep
Come
talking about
on, dog.
being loud and all this shit, and you don't even let me talk.
You live
Our
here.
healthcare system, most of almost all the system in the city is gonna be better. And it is better. And you cannot fault us or shame us because of that.
Who is
Like, that
us,
is some
nigga?
hating
You
ass
live here
shit.
in
Oh,
Atlanta.
your water is cleaner. How the fuck you bragging and trying to talk bad about somebody just because they got better shit than you?
Who is
Then go to
us,
New
nigga?
York
You live here in
so your
Atlanta.
healthcare and your welfare can be better. If
You
not,
live
shut up
in Atlanta.
with anything.
You live in the ATL,
Why you
not
telling
the
people? Why you telling?
NYC.
First of all, see, this is what I don't like
Oh
about you
dang,
niggas,
Gotti, I
man.
didn't know you lived in Atlanta.
Now you
Appreciate
tell
you for telling me, boy.
exactly. Thank you, Najee, for saying that. Cause now you telling people where I live. That's some country ass shit. Feel me? Why you telling people where I live? All up in my business. Country shit, man. Like, what the hell's going on?
This nigga talking about the city he live in like
Hey
this.
man.
Yo, Bugatti. He don't see those country folks. They don't understand the no snitch rule. You know what I'm saying? That's why they be having all those, pum pums in their
Yeah, cause
school.
all the house niggas,
where did that
all
start,
the
man?
house niggas, all the
I
house
said
niggas
one
stayed in the
thing.
South. You feel me? All the house niggas stayed in the South, and all the field niggas ran up north. You feel me? Where the real niggas was, man. They try to escape up north. Harriet Tubman, where they brought them at? Where they was going? Oh, all right. That's all I'm gonna say. The Underground Railroad led to where? Where did the Underground Railroad lead to? Not Gary, Indiana. That's for damn sure.
Sir, you lost me at. I'm sorry, we got a better welfare system than y'all. I checked out at that point. You got it. You win, boss.
Of course, you checked out. You feel me? Because it don't that right there don't apply to you because you don't deem it necessary. But a lot of people.
Oh no. Don't get
Excuse
it
me, sir. Excuse me,
misconstrued,
sir.
brother.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Thank you. You might not deem it necessary, you feel me? But a lot of people in New York, where there's 10 million people in a small city that's a dot on a map, yes, their welfare system should be more advanced and more helpful than the average place in America. Yes,
And
it
why is
should.
that? Help me
Because
understand
there's
that
more
logic.
people.
So
There's more
because you
people
got more
there.
people, hold on, got it. Listen to me. So if you got 100 people in one city and 1,000 people in another city who need welfare, you're telling me the welfare system should be better for the 1,000 people than the 100?
Absolutely.
You sound like an idiot.
No, you
What's the
sound like it.
wait, why would the welfare
So
system
why
need to
the
be
fuck would
better?
I? Would I send my best doctors to the 100 people, or would I send my best doctors to the 1,000 of people? Which
You
one
gonna
would
send your
sound more?
you you you
Which one would sound more intelligent to do?
You send the best doctors to the greatest need, sir. Just because there's more people doesn't mean there's a
Najee. Can you answer the question, please? Because
yeah.
you see which one would be smarter, Najee? To send your best doctors to the 1,000 people who need help, or your best doctors to the 100 people who need help? Like, come on now.
Wait, you see how he changed the argument to need help? See, that wasn't part of the argument at first, was it?
Yo, Najee, did I not say that?
Hey, y'all
No.
do it. You putting the wheel
Yo,
on.
bro, see this that country shit, boy. I'm telling you.
Hey, so
That
did he say
shit.
did he say the 1,000 people that need help? Did he say that?
I ain't gonna lie, I was just laughing because y'all funny. I think he did say that though. If I'm not mistaken, I think he did send 1,000 people. You want the best
He
doctors to
said
go to
he said
1,000
send
people?
he said send him to 1,000 people. He said, would you
Yeah,
rather send him to 100 people or 1,000
1,000
people?
people. Yeah, not the help part. So I mean, but you were send the
Lou line.
Oh
Like,
boy, this shit
man,
don't make no sense, bro. You don't make no sense.
Hey, that's so funny because that's what, yeah.
God, family so bad.
They're gonna send his best doctors to a town with 100 people. Like, how does that make sense? That doesn't make sense. Then you're gonna try to break it down. Well, if the 100 people need it, if 90 of the 100 people was sick, but only if 20 people of the 1,000, then I would say no, man. Shut the hell up with that bullshit, man. The fuck out of here. You knew what the
Hey,
fuck I was talking about.
that's
You
so
have
funny because
you
you
have
pulled the
two
wheel on
different
wheel.
size
Disrespectful New
cities.
Yorker.
One have 1,000, one have 100. Clearly, they both need help because we're talking about sending doctors. Clearly, which one are you sending
Hey,
your
got it.
best doctors to?
You pulling the wheel on wheel. That's funny because I want to yes a straight. Then
Yeah,
we'll try to give
exactly.
more
You know
context.
what's up. I mean, I've been trying to talk to Will too much. I know what all that country shit he be trying to do with people. He's not gonna do it. He can't do it to New Yorkers. That's why he gets frustrated. You feel me? You're not gonna fast talk a New Yorker. That's done. I mean, niggas been trying to fast talk me since I was 5. You feel it's not happening. You're not gonna throw that word salad out and try to throw all these extra words. Oh, you didn't say help me. You didn't say nah. Come on now, stop it. Stop that shit, man. And people be letting Will get away with that shit. I just sit back and look like, boy, I get cooked up every time on that shit. You not doing it to me. Feel me?
Oh,
That's that
funny.
country. Feel me? Gary, Indiana. Carolina shit. You feel me?
He
You
threw
gotta
the
stop
Carolina in there.
that.
Hey, y'all funny.
Bugatti has spoken.
Yeah, you feel me? Hibachi, yeah. Make sure you clip this video, man. Hibachi will. Got him up out of here, man. He ain't even talking no more. Got him up out of here,
Hold on,
man.
fool. Don't go
Hibachi
nowhere.
style,
Don't
man.
go nowhere. I'm tending to my
There we go.
baby.
See,
Hold on a
look, now
second.
you
Don't
want to
go
come back.
nowhere.
You feel me? Now you want to hibachi them. Feel me? Put them on the grill. Where the teriyaki sauce at, man? Stop playing.
The kitchen got too hot for Will.
Yeah, man. You see him sweating in the back. You got to turn the AC on and shit.
I'm trying to make sure you don't hear this screaming baby. So look,
This
Gotti, boy. Ooh, you done lit a fire, sir. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to go get a helmet.
Man, I'm about to go to sleep, man. Y'all playing, man.
Wise move, sir.
Nah, I'm fuck with you, man. Like, stop. Hold on.
Hey, that's y'all funny.
Yeah,
You know, all
man.
this off of one thing, man. Well, this went down the toilet
I
quick,
knew
man.
when he
Like,
said New York. I knew I was gonna
You
ask you.
started
I
it
was
with
like,
That shit
Quell.
on purpose.
Quail started it. I was
Started.
about to say, Quail, you must have followed because that's right up Will
Yeah,
alley. You must have got
this
this
is Quell's
information from here.
diabolicalness.
Yeah,
So
because
yeah.
Quell is from the South too. He's from the Carolinas. You know what's up. Like I said, just peep. You gotta peep the people who say shit about the New York. I'm telling you, people from other big cities don't talk about New Yorkers like they don't. It's them small country bumpkins. You feel me? We got one gas station every goddamn 5 miles, and they just
so,
that shit. They just don't like how
so guys,
you know what I'm saying.
let me
City people move.
let me ask you this though. So that means if one person, so that means if I'm lost and I get another sad soul to agree with me, and that means we just 2 lost souls going nowhere fast. So by your logic, that means just because I'm lost, and somebody agrees with me, that means I'm not lost.
What
Yeah,
kind of country
You
logic is
lost me.
that?
You
So I'm
lost
saying
me.
if
I'm
I'm
about to say,
lost
yeah,
and
you
I'm
lost
already
me with
lost,
everything
but
you
if
just
somebody
said.
agrees with me and I don't think I'm lost and somebody agrees with me, oh, that just means I'm correct just because I think I'm correct.
I don't know, but I know one thing. I'm lost.
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't even understand where this is. Like,
So if
what
I
you
think
got to
I'm
give me
right
some
about something,
context.
if I think I'm
No,
right
I
about
understand
something,
what you're saying. You know,
right?
if I'm lost, like in other words, if I'm a liar, but I don't think that I'm a liar, and somebody else agrees that I'm not a liar,
That
then I'm
validate
not a liar,
that
even though I'm a
validates my
liar.
argument.
Wait, what?
That doesn't. I'm saying that by his logic, that means just because someone comes and they have the same point, that validates and nullifies what the other person is saying.
Wait,
When did
wouldn't it
I
be the
say that?
opposite? Wouldn't it be the opposite?
What do you mean, Najee?
Because you and Will, are you saying
No,
I'm
I'm
trying to
saying
understand from the New
By
York.
Gotti's logic. Gotti just said that most other city folks from other big cities
Mhm.
understand that, like they don't say stuff like that. But just because me and Will, we're from the country, we said that, so we're wrong. So if somebody agrees with Gotti just because they're from another city, that's validation for his argument.
I'm so
But,
happy to be a
but,
New Yorker right now.
but what I'm saying is agree with me on what though?
Yeah, that's where I'm kind of.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah, because I think
I don't know
all
okay.
where
I
you're
said
going.
was that y'all hate on New York. Y'all country ass people hate on New York. That's what I said. Anything else is what are they agreeing with me to?
No, you saying that other city folks don't think like that. That's why I'm saying, like, they don't think.
He said other big cities.
Yeah,
Like
Other
Okay.
I
you
city
said
know
the
folks.
people.
California.
If you
Okay,
ask
I
the
got it.
people who say anything negative about New York, 9 out of 10 times you ask them where they from, they're going to be
No.
from some small county, little town of something that doesn't even hold a candle to a borough in New York City. That's what I said. Anybody else when you talk to people from other big cities and stuff, they don't have this energy for New Yorkers. They don't.
I know in California, the people I know in California, nobody like New York is not one of those.
So how did you take that out of what I said? If out of what I was saying about New Yorkers, because in general, like that's the energy that you give off. I'm a person that I go off of what you give, and for a lot of people that come from New York, like that's what I get from them.
Well, is it?
And I
think
understand that because of where you from.
you're
No, it
interpreting. You
has
got to
nothing.
realize
It
the way
has
you
nothing to
interpret
do.
a person, the way you
Go,
interpret a person's energy doesn't necessarily mean that's the intent.
no, but if you're coming in for the most part, and a lot of people migrate from New York to the South, especially North Carolina. In my lifetime, I've seen a lot of people come from there, and a lot of times it's normally we already know where they're from. If their accent isn't as strong, most of the time it's strong. It's strong and noticeable where you could tell that they're from there. But even if I can't really, I can't really hear it sometimes. You can directly pinpoint where they're from just based off of their behavior and how they act, and they could have been down there for years.
Question. So if you were to just put a number on it, hypothetically speaking, how many people would you say you know from New York that you talk to, number wise?
Like you saying in my lifespan of
Your lifespan, yeah, just lifespan. Just
I say probably maybe 100, 200 people.
okay.
Wait, 200 people used to live in my building.
Yeah, about to say
Okay,
that's the project. That's not even a project.
Yeah,
Like,
but
you
come
feel
on,
me?
man.
Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like,
I mean, come on, but
this is what
come
I'm
on,
talking
man.
about,
Like,
bro. Like,
but come on,
I'm
man.
telling
Like,
that's true. No, that's really true. Like a building in the projects can hold and does hold hundreds of people. So you are
there's
basing a
14
whole.
floors.
You're basing a
I'm gonna give
whole
you an
city
example.
based on a building of
There's
people that
14
you.
floors and 12 apartments on each floor. You do the math.
Gotti, did you go get your
About
helmet?
4 people, and about four
Oh,
to 5 people live in that shit. So like, you do the
Hey,
math. How many people is that?
I want to know if Gotti, when he got his helmet, I was dealing with my baby. She calm now.
We not. We talking to Quill right now, sir.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, we working our way
Listen,
through. We dealing with Carolina, and then we
nah,
going to Indiana.
by the time you get done with North Kakalaki, you might want to go to sleep.
Nah, I'm not. I'm about to go in the house and put my phone on the charger because you feel me? I'm still
Yeah.
I'm cooking. I'm cooking tonight. And
Anything but
YouTube let you
engage
go.
me, sir. You might want
YouTube
to
let you go for hours. You have a long night, sir. You're gonna
when
have
you
a
let
long night. You feel me?
when you
I'm
let
tired of New York slander.
when you finish
You
with
see,
my man
I got
Quail
the
from
ski
North
mask on. You feel
Kakalaki,
me? You see, I got
when
the
you
ski
finish,
mask on. Stop it! Don't make me
Yo,
do it.
that's what.
no, sir. Ski mask don't
Don't
stop
make
nothing. You
me
need a
do it.
helmet. You need a
Not for
helmet with
you.
a face
Not for
mask.
people. Not for people from Gary, Indiana.
Okay. Well, why don't
You
you
feel me?
get off my man?
This what we
Why
do
don't
with Gary, people from Gary, Indiana, from where I'm from.
why don't
We
you
run
get off
down
my
just like
man?
this. We
Hey,
run down just like this, and y'all give it up.
and y'all
That's
get
it.
Hadouken,
That's it. That's it.
Hadouken. Hey,
That's it. You know what I mean?
why don't you leave my man Quell from North Kakalaki alone and bring your little paws over here to GI, Gary, Indiana, sir?
Why
Why
you
don't
trying
you
to be
do that?
Captain Save him? He's a
I'm
grown
not
man. He
saving
can
him.
talk for himself. Stop being Captain
He
Save him.
can. But you got a lot of smoke for me, so I
I
want that
already cooked
smoke.
you. We already had that hibachi meal. We moving on to a whole nother meal.
You cooked me when I wasn't present.
Yes, I already cooked you. Feel me? Medium
You
well.
know, typical New York Knickerbocker. You
Medium
right.
well. What are you talking about?
A typical Knickerbocker. You right.
Medium well, man. You
You
feel
right.
me?
Yep.
We moving on. Excuse me, Quay. I'm
Yep.
sorry for
That's
the
okay, baby.
interrupting. You know what I'm saying? Y'all
I'll
country
tend to
folk.
you because he don't want these hands
You know
and
what I'm saying?
feet.
A little rude. Y'all supposed to have the manners. And I have more
but
manners than a lot of y'all country ass people. That shit is crazy.
but anyway, man, I'm about to get up off here. I gotta go to work. But in any case, there's nobody that's going to be 100% right, and of course there are going to be exceptions to the rule when it comes down to any of these things. So, look, man, I as a person, I don't care what you say about North Carolina. One, I'm not even living there no more. I'm not living there. I ain't planning on going back. I don't really care, about it, because it's good to visit, it's good to chill, but I don't like the hurricane. So,
What part of North Carolina?
huh?
What part of North Carolina?
The Raleigh area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's home. It's home. But look, man, I ain't the first person to go. Hey, yeah, North Carolina all day. I ain't the person
Hey,
to
Quell,
go
don't
ship.
explain to a New York Knickerbocker that lives in
Here we go, yo,
ATL.
Will. Why don't
Don't
you
explain to
stop
him.
being Captain
He
Save-Em,
he
bro?
he ran. He ran from his
Yo, Will,
hometown
you
too.
have to, yo,
What is
yo.
he?
I know what
Got
I
it.
know what I
Got it.
know
I
what
think
I'm getting you for Halloween.
They
I'm
chased him
buying
up
Will a
out of
cake.
there.
I'm buying Will a cake.
Hey,
I'm buying.
got
His
it.
name
Got
is
it. I think
Super
it's time for
Will.
you.
me and
Time for
Gotti
you to
gonna go
cook
to New
Will
York
again.
one of these days, right? And
I
when we
think
go to New York, we gonna go to New York, and Gotti gonna show me. He like this. Hey, this where they ran me up out of here at, right? This where I'm right here, where I got scared and decided to move to Atlanta.
And guess what? And me and Will is never going to Gary, Indiana. Never. We won't even. They don't even have an airport. You feel me? So at least I
Come
can
on,
go back
dog.
and tell you
He
and show
right.
you and stuff.
Listen.
Nobody even wants to go there.
Hey, listen. Our airport is Chicago O'Hare or
Mhm.
Chicago
That's
Midway.
not
Because
yours. That's not yours.
hold on, sir.
That's
Sir,
not your airport. Stop saying
sir,
ours.
sir. Let me talk, sir. Atlanta. Gary, Indiana is a part of the Chicago metropolitan area, sir. So everything we
That is
do when
not
we
your
deal,
airport.
okay, I don't
Stop
know.
it.
Look up the Chicago metropolitan area, and you will see Gary,
No,
Indiana,
stop, stop,
sir,
stop,
sir,
sir, stop it.
sir.
Stop,
If
stop,
that's the
stop,
case,
stop,
Cincinnati doesn't have an airport because their
stop,
airport is in
stop.
Kentucky.
Yeah, then they don't.
That
They
if that's the
don't. They
case,
don't have
y'all don't
airports.
y'all don't
They
have no
don't.
football
I'm
teams.
sorry. They
Y'all
don't
don't
have
have
an
no
airport.
football teams.
Like, what do you mean?
Hold on.
No,
So
what do
y'all
you?
don't
It
have no
says it's
football
the
team, right?
New York
Wait.
Giants. It
Oh,
don't
they
say.
play
It
in
don't say
Jersey.
International Indiana Airport. It don't
You
say
see,
that. Y'all don't
listen.
have an
You see that?
airport.
You see that, Trinity? Y'all teams play in Jersey, but he want to act like it has to be in your
It's
city.
called the New York Giants. New York. It don't say the Indiana Airport, but it's in Chicago.
Got you there, buddy.
Oh, Gotti came
Hibachi.
prepared.
Hibachi. Like I said again. I try to leave you well. I try to leave you medium well. Now you trying to get well done. Like I'm trying. I don't want to. I don't want to do it to you.
Oh, I didn't want to.
Man, we're always trying to all that word salad shit, man. Stop that.
So you ready? You got your helmet on?
Oh my God, you already cooked up, boy. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm
And I'm
cooked up.
glad I
I'm
got
hibachi,
witnesses.
huh?
I'm glad I got witnesses here too. You feel
Hey,
me? I'm
I'm listen.
glad.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know if you cooked me. I don't know what you were saying during the cook session.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to clip it and make a nice reel.
Thank you, Trinity. I appreciate it. Nah, don't lose service now. Don't try to walk away from the Wi-Fi and talk about you losing service. My boy trying to walk away from his Wi-Fi, man. Stop that shit, Will. Come on now. You gotta be. I'm supposed to be in the house. You gotta be sitting in the car and shit, cooking up, man. Uber Eats, man. You feel me? I
Hold on,
got
bro.
Uber Eats deliver
Bro,
some.
listen. If I put my mic on mute, it's because my background noise is too loud and I can't hear y'all. I don't want to disrupt y'all. What are you saying? What are you yapping about right now?
Wait a second. Hold on, Will. I'm sorry. I thought the mute button worked like we can't hear you, but you can still hear us. I could be wrong, but I doubt it.
No. What I'm saying is if my background is loud, because I got a baby back here, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to mute it so that y'all don't hear the baby. But if I can't hear, the baby is too loud for, I can't hear y'all.
Are you sure the baby that's loud? Why you can't hear is not age?
I'm on a phone. The speaker on this phone ain't the best. I mean,
She
our
said
phones
not
don't give us the
age.
best speakers now.
Oh, I thought you
So
had your earpiece in. My bad.
I ain't got no earpiece in.
I said my bad.
That's hard to the J. Now hold on, I want to hear what my man Gotti had to say. So what you had to say, Gotti?
About what? I said a lot.
Put your little ski mask down so you get confident.
But I already ran down on you and cooked you. For me, I don't need to do it no more. For me, mask off. I want you to see who did it. And I
And then
want
he
you to
gonna
see who
quote.
did it to
Now he
you.
gonna quote some Atlanta artists too.
I want you to,
Mask
I want
off.
you
Look
to,
at
I want you to see
that
who did
boy
it.
love
Feel
ATL.
me?
You
I
love
want you to see who
ATL.
did it. I do. I don't have nothing against ATL. I love
Yeah,
ATL.
yeah. You like it more than you like New York.
But I don't like Gary, Indiana.
That's fine. I don't like Gary, Indiana either.
Exactly. This is why you should close your mouth about people's city when you don't even like your own city that where you're from.
And you don't like yours either. That's why you left.
I say I love my city. What do you mean?
No. Which city do you like more, New York or Atlanta?
New York.
Oh, so why you live in Atlanta?
Bro, we go through this every single time, bro. We go through this every time.
Hey, so why you live in Atlanta if you like New York better?
Because I told you I get more for my dollar.
Oh, so didn't we just have a conversation about that today with your losing ass homeboy?
What you talking with me? I don't remember about that part. I remember when he kept contradicting himself about the age and shit. I don't remember about the.
Oh no, you wasn't there. My bad. Wait, no. Wasn't you there when I pulled up I asked him, New York was just expensive here. If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. And then he talked about his rent being $2,400 for a 2-bedroom in Queens. Was you there for that?
Oh no, I wasn't on that. I wasn't on
You
that.
sure you weren't there for that?
Nah, why would I lie to you, bro? Come on.
No, I'm not saying
even
you
when
lied.
shit don't go wrong, go right. I admit when people look stupid.
You do. That's why I let you feel like when you hibachi me or you think you hibachi me, I let it ride. Because if anybody, listen, if I'm gonna let anybody try to get the best of me, Gotti, I would say the only two people I allow to remotely do that is you and Said. You know why I remotely let you do it, Gotti? Because you are fair. When it comes to them New Yorkers, I be cooking them foods. You keep it real, like, yeah, man, you cook my kinfolk. So I cut you a little slack and I let you live. I let you feel like you getting over on me sometimes. It's cool, it's cute. So look, your boy said that
They got away with words, boy. I swear.
your boy said that New York City was so much expensive. Well, his two bedroom for $2,400 in Queens, the average of 2-bedroom in Atlanta is $2,400 a month. I pulled up I said, bro, do we have to do a little Google search about the average 2-bedroom in Atlanta? You know, is this it? No, that's not it. I'm gonna just pull it up again. Watch this, Trinity. Average 2-bedroom apartments, Atlanta, GA.
How you doing? See how he be? See what Will doing right now? He's talking about Atlanta right now, right? But then when I start talking about Atlanta, he gonna say, "Oh, the Atlanta metropolitan area."
Bro,
You feel
that's
me?
what
Because when you
when we
type that
say.
in, they're just gonna
Oh
show
my
you the
gosh.
city of Atlanta and their apartments. They're not gonna show you the outskirts where he be talking about. The
Okay.
metropolitan area,
Average
because on the
2-bedroom
outskirts, the
apartment.
average is not 2,400 for a 2-bedroom. That's a
What is
lie.
it? What is it?
Well, yeah, you look it up. You got the phone right there.
No. So
Type in the
it's not.
metropolitan. Type in the shit that's around Atlanta. You know what's up in Lithonia, in what was it, Alpharetta? Because that's what all the shit that you counted is Atlanta. Them shits is
Okay.
not 2,400. They're not 20. There's no way the average is 2,400 out there.
Bro. Okay, I just typed in average 2-bedroom apartment. Average 2-bedroom apartment, Atlanta, Georgia, metropolitan. I should type area. Let me see. Metropolitan area. Let me see what it says. It still comes back as Atlanta, Georgia. It doesn't say. How do I turn this camera around?
So that's what I'm saying. So type in the actual other places. I got my phone right here. Like type in Lithonia, type in
Oh,
Union
well,
City.
hold on.
Like,
See,
like
wait. Listen, I didn't want to do all that because it's so much work. Because if you type in Lithonia, which is a lower cost of living city, you got to then go to a higher cost of living city and find the average.
yeah, the
Sir, I'm
highest.
talking about the average. So
So is
I'll
the
do
high.
Lithonia. Hold on. I'll do Lithonia. Now, if I do Lithonia and it's high, they ain't no need to do Alpharetta, right?
All right.
No, I'm asking you. Is it? Is there a
Uh,
reason?
if it's high like Atlanta, then yeah.
What you, bro? It's one of the cheapest cities in Atlanta. Why? If the cheap city is expensive, why am I gonna keep looking? The average two-bedroom apartment in Lithonia, Georgia, is between $1,229 and $1,300. Did you
That's,
just say exactly?
yes, that's half of
Are
what.
you are you dumb? This is the bottom tier. Now I gotta go to the top tier.
Bro.
Are you?
And,
Now look. Now I'm gonna do the average two-bedroom apartment in Johns Creek. All right. I'm gonna do the average two-bedroom apartment in Johns Creek. Let's see.
And just to let you know, we got about another 4 minutes before this live ends.
yeah,
The average two-bedroom
please,
apartment
Trinity,
in
come
Johns
save
Creek
this.
is $22,209 to $2,624.
Okay.
So you want me to do the lower tier city? So you want me to find the bottom of the barrel cities in Atlanta that nobody wants to live in? Like nobody comes to Atlanta.
But
What
what
do
is
you
the
mean
point of
people
all this?
live
To show
there?
what?
Like what are you talking about? People
Hold on,
live
I'm a bit
there.
confused. Hold on. I'm a bit confused because I know we are way
This
off.
this this
We
this
are way off topic,
Yeah,
but
we are, but we about to end it, Trinity. So let me just wrap this up and I'll shut up. The brothers say if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. I
okay.
think if you can make it in the hardest, most grimy, most expensive cities in the world, I don't think you want to move to Atlanta and move to the bottom of the barrel city in Atlanta. I think you're gonna want to move to a respectable, nice, clean city.
You can't
If you
think. You
just
can't think for people. You can't think
no,
for people. You
you
don't
Well,
know what they
sucker,
want.
sucker. You're not gonna leave New York City to move in Lithonia. Even though they
Yeah,
do, you
I
know what
know
they
a
do?
bunch of people who live in Lithonia that's from New York.
I
Stop. I
know.
know people who live in Buckhead. I know people who live in Union
Hold on,
City.
hold on,
I know
hold on,
people
hold
live
on, hold on.
everywhere.
Gotti, listen, let me tell you why you know a lot of people that live in Union City and Lithonia. Because they weren't making it in New York. And so they moved to Georgia and they moved to the bottom of the barrel cities in Atlanta because they couldn't make it in New York. And the people who live in Buckhead, sir, they're renting. They're not buying nothing in Buckhead. So don't talk about don't come to Atlanta to the ritzy parts and rent and act like, oh, I live in Buckhead. Yeah, you renting
Bro,
in
what are you
Buckhead.
talking about? What you just said was false. They own houses in
In Buckhead?
Lithonia. They
No, no,
own
no.
no. Hold on. No, what you said, they go people from New York go to Lithonia because they couldn't make it.
I
And
said they
that's
couldn't
not
make it in
true.
New York.
Yeah, because they couldn't make it in, but that's not true.
Okay.
They could make it. They came out here because, like I said, you get more, you get land, you get
So
a bigger
did they own
house. They can
own their
still,
did
they
they
can still
own
make.
did they own their place in New York?
No, most likely they had an apartment.
Right, sir. Renting is not considered making it, sir.
To who? To you.
Here's the problem. Now we
You
got this.
don't qualify. You
Now we
don't
got this
qualify.
wide spectrum of
Hold
what
on.
making it is,
You
Trinity.
do not qualify what making it is for New Yorkers. You are from Gary, Indiana. You cannot speak on what making it from New York is. You have not lived there. You have
Sir,
okay, hold
not
on,
went
time
through
out though.
anything from New York, so you can't
Hold
do
on,
that.
Bugatti, hold on. Now, my logic tells me if I, Trinity, live in New York and I'm renting an apartment, and then I move to Lithonia, that's the name, and I buy a house, by default, that says I wanted a house.
you couldn't get a house in New York, so you
Yeah,
had to
so I
leave.
had to move to
What
get
is
a
that?
house
No.
because
What?
I
That's
wanted
not.
a
That doesn't
house.
mean you wasn't
It's
making it.
different. hold on, it will be different. Okay, if I want a house, that's my goal. I want a house. I'm living in a city where I am not able to afford a house. I could only rent apartments, but I want a house. So I have to move to get the house, which is what I did. So that meant that I wasn't making it in New York because I'm not able to reach my goal. I'm not able to have my desire. There's an end goal to everything.
That doesn't make sense. So you telling me? So you telling me somebody if somebody is making $10,000 a month?
No. I'm saying somebody want a house. That's what I'm saying. Somebody want
Trinity,
a house.
Trinity, let him go with his example real quick. I would like to hear where he was gonna go with it. Hurry up, Gotti. We ain't got much time. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's counting down.
Go ahead, Gotti.
It's not the $10,000, but go ahead. Let's go to $10,000. I'm making
Hurry up, Gotti.
But
don't let the cat get your tongue, because I'm gonna call your phone after this. If it is live in, go ahead, Gotti. Oh, poor Gotti, quiet.
What happened? Is he frozen?
Wasn't he talking about my Wi-Fi?
Oops. Oh gosh. Well.
And then there was two. Trinity. I don't understand. And you from New York. I don't have no problem with New Yorkers who can keep it real about New York. But I have a problem with New Yorkers who try to inflate New York to be something that is not. The people of New York are not New York. They are struggling in New York. They love it because it's home. Like everybody typically loves home. You know how many people love the great state of Mississippi?
But they leave.
You know how many, but most people don't leave. Most people who are from Mississippi are born.
Okay.
Most people in Mississippi are born and raised there, and they never leave. They've never lived in another state. Most people from Arkansas has never lived in another state but the state of Arkansas. Most people from West Virginia has never lived in another state but West Virginia. Most people from Wyoming have never left the state of Wyoming. These people don't care nothing about New York.
Oh yeah, my bad. My phone died. I mean, I had to get on my other phone.
Oh, you talking about some of my Wi-Fi? Maybe you need to get some battery-fi, sir.
That was lame as hell, Gary.
It was.
Lame.
Hey, well, listen.
That shit just lame.
Well, I'm glad. Listen, I'm glad you got juice, so that when you and Will connect on the back end,
but Trinity, before you go, Trinity, I would like for your fellow New Yorkan to New Yorkin, what y'all call yourselves? Or
the best. We call ourselves the best.
Okay, so can you go ahead? Can you go ahead and since you're done with your little robbery spree and you're back home now, you know, you can take the little do-rag, the face do-rag off. Right? So look, tell us where you were going with your little example, sir.
You said what?
Where were you going with your example?
Oh, I got. What I was saying is, you telling me because you don't gotta say you want a house, right?
Yes.
But you have enough money to get a house, right? But you know,
I don't.
You don't know what it is to have enough money.
No. I don't have enough money to buy a house under our market. No, I don't.
What? I didn't.
Okay, see, you're looking at it from how much money somebody has to get a house. I'm looking at it from the perspective of if I wanted the house and could have had the house, I would not be renting an apartment.
Bro, do you understand there's people who can afford a house that still live in apartments?
Those are the ones that don't want to live in a house. Therefore, if they were to move to another state, they would live in an apartment, not a house.
What?
If I
So
don't
you
want to live
telling
in
me?
a house,
So you telling me?
stop.
So you
Why
telling
would
me?
I live in a house I don't want to live into? And you just said I don't want a house. So if I don't want a house, that means I'm not going to buy a house. Nowhere.
What I'm saying, I said that's why I said you have enough money to get a house.
But
I didn't say you want.
New York.
Listen, hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to. Just because you have enough money to get it, don't mean you're going to get it or you want to get it. I said you have enough money to get it. Do you understand that? Like I have enough money.
No,
I have enough money to go get me another
so,
car. That doesn't mean I can go get another car.
Okay. So here we go. Let's use you as an example, right? And this is the scenario, okay? You can't add anything in. This is what life gave you, right? You can't re-alter life. Bugatti lives in an apartment, but Bugatti desires a house. He lives in New York City, right? Bugatti, you live in New York City. You want to buy a house, but you currently cannot afford the house, even though you have money, because the houses in New York City are very, very expensive, and there's a lot of maintenance. There's a lot of upkeep. It's just really not worth buying a house in New York, right? Not for the money you're gonna pay for it, especially when you can have a better house in someplace else.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but that has nothing to do with what I was saying.
But that's what everything that Will was saying.
I don't give a rat's ass what Will was saying.
But then how am I supposed
He's
to
from
follow
Gary.
what you're saying?
I'm making my. You asked me when I came on here. You said, "Yo, now explain to me what you were saying before you got cut off." I don't care what Will was saying. What Will was saying was irrelevant and stupid. What I'm saying
so
is there's
go ahead.
people who have money who can afford to get a house.
Okay.
But some of them choose to be in an apartment.
Okay.
Some of them want to get a house. If they do, they can either get one in New York or they can got to go out and get another one somewhere else. Cool.
Okay.
But there's still people who would still be in an apartment and they have enough money to get a house. Is that right or wrong?
Well, it needs some context. So let me ask you this one question.
Some people that does that, and there's
and then what I said and what I was saying about making it. Hold on, Will. Wait.
Before you get too far, I want to ask you this one question. When you say some people could afford to buy a house if they want to, but they choose to live in an apartment, are you talking about black people?
Man, here we go, bro.
Hold on, no, bro, because I don't talk.
Yes. There's some black people. Yes.
Okay, so you're talking. Okay, so we're talking about black people. So you're talking. Do you know what the average home price is in New York City?
Oh my God! Yeah, that shit is like $1 million.
No, it's a little less. It's like 760 some thousand.
The average home in New York City.
The average home price in New York City is like $760 some thousand. Are you telling me? Are you telling me the average black person can afford to buy a $760,000 house in New York City? Or let me rephrase it. Are you telling me the average New York City African American, black, melanated, Native American, whatever you want to call them, Negro, whatever you want to call them, are you telling me that those people, the average income earning people, could afford an average home in New York City?
I don't know the statistics, so I can't answer that.
Well, I just told you the average home in New York City is like 760 some thousand.
And what's the average income in New York City?
Oh, you don't even have a clue on that either? Oh, okay. Well, let's look up the average income.
Why you gotta do all that extra smart ass?
You speak so tough.
You don't know it either, but you talking like you know all the points. You don't know it just like me.
Listen, the average income in New York City.
Yeah.
The average individual income in New York City is $107,000.
$107,000. So the average, could they? I'm saying, with some down payments and some loans and shit, yeah, they can get it.
And that's the problem with our community. Absolutely no money or should I say, like, no financial responsibility.
Bro, what are y'all talking? Yo, if
Why
there's
would you
people,
spend?
do you
Why would you
understand there's
spend?
homeowners in New York?
Hold on, bro. That's the average individual income. The median household income is 67,000.
So the
This
individual
figure
is higher than
includes
the home?
everyone 16 and older with earnings living in the house.
Bro, so the thing about it, try to make it seem like it's so like out there, but there's people in New York that live in houses like to this
Okay,
day.
but we're
So
talking
how the
about
fuck can you sit here and say there's not people buying houses and doing all this? I don't know
Because
them
most of them
personally,
are
but if you go
renting
to New York,
them.
you will see a bunch of families living in houses.
no,
Most
got it.
people are renting houses. You can't just
people are renting houses everywhere.
Okay.
There's not one state that you can go to where people just own all their houses.
Okay, the reason why it's hard to have this conversation with you because you're not staying within the context. You already said you don't care what Will said, and this is actually what he brought up the damn topic. I'm gonna choke the hell out of him tomorrow. Oh, I can't because he's banned from Instagram.
Nope, I'll be suspended. Gotti, the problem is this, sir. We're talking about owning property. Because if you're making it in New York City, sir, you renting a house in New York City.
Bro, what I'm saying is, Will, how can you, right, Will, from Gary, Indiana, tell a New Yorker what making it in New York is? You cannot. Your opinion on making it is probably you getting a house, owning property. That's your opinion. When it comes to New Yorkers, that is not what we
What does
consider
make
making
it in New York? You can make it anywhere mean?
Like, how are you gonna sit there and tell somebody like from my city what it is to make it in your city? And I tell you, like, that's not making it. Yes, it is to our city, it is.
Okay,
That
this is
is
what it said.
making it.
Hold on, sucker.
You said what?
I'm gonna ask you a question real quick. What is success in New York City? What does that look like?
Bro, that's a broad.
Yeah, so I'm asking you, what does success look like in New York City? We can wrap this up. This is the last point I want to make. And then I'm gonna read something to you. What does success look like in New York City, according to Gotti? Fat Bugatti at that.
Success look like in life?
Oh my gosh, bro.
I'm answering the question.
When you live in New York City and you call yourself successful.
I'm trying to make sure we understand exactly what I'm talking about. I repeated what you said.
I'm gonna repeat the question to you.
Reiterating that I'm talking about life in general.
When you live in New York City and you utter the words, "I am successful," what does that look like?
It looks like you getting enough money to take care of yourself.
So if you could pay your rent, if your rent is $2,000 a month and you making like $3,600 a month, you make enough to pay your rent and buy some food or whatever.
You got all your basic needs. You feel me?
Hold on. Are you saying? Are you saying?
You got a good paying. You said what?
Somebody who can. Somebody who
got
has
your crib,
enough.
you got your money. You got everything.
Whoa, sir. Whoa, you talking too loosely. You make enough money to pay your rent and your other bills and buy food and keep clothes on your back and go to and from work. You don't have no disposable income to kick it, travel, none of that stuff. Would that be a person who's successful?
And you don't have no extra money to travel?
Yes, man, you heard me. Come on now, quit making this take longer than it needs.
I'm just trying to have a clear conversation.
But Gotti, you heard me say that, bro. We're trying to wrap this up.
This phone I have is low. So you saying they have enough money to pay their bills, but they can't go on a trip. Are they successful? Yeah.
Wow. Okay, and Trinity, there's no need to talk about it any further. Apparently successful people are just people who can pay their rent and make and keep themselves afloat. Now that's what success is.
In New York, bro, but you have to think about, we're talking about in New York. Most New Yorkers have not left New York. So we're talking about making it in New York, right? New York.
We're talking about success, sir. We're talking about success right now.
Right. That's what the question you asked me. We was talking
No, no,
about
no, no.
making it in New York.
I
Then you
asked you a
asked me
different
what is
question. I asked you about what does success look like in New York, and you said you
okay.
could.
That was the question after the point
And
that we're
that's the
talking about is making it in New York. Then you asked me
okay.
what is success in New York, and I'm telling you, in New York, yes, having enough money to pay your own bills that means a lot to if you from New York because the rent is high as fuck.
Wait, Trinity. Where on planet Earth does it not mean a lot to people to be able to pay their bills?
In Gary,
Wait, what
Indiana.
happened? Wait, what does?
Where on planet Earth does it
Uh-huh.
not mean a lot to people to be
Gary,
able?
Indiana.
To
Hold
be
on,
Columbus,
sir.
able to be
Ohio.
able.
Hold on, sir. Hold
That's
on, sir.
to be
Like
Where
able.
them
in?
shit that you
Hold
paying
on,
$500.
Got it.
All right,
Hold
listen.
on.
First of all,
All
I'm
right,
over
my bad,
the
my bad.
20-minute
I'm gonna
limit.
mute myself. I'm mute
I'm
myself.
tired. I've been at this
Listen,
since 9 o'clock.
listen. We
I'm
about to go. We about to go, Trinity. If he stop interrupt, I told him let's wrap this up. Trinity. Where on planet Earth is it not important to people? I mean, it doesn't mean much to people to be able to pay their bills.
nowhere.
It means a lot to people everywhere to be able
Everywhere.
to pay their
Yeah.
bills, right?
No,
Yeah.
it don't. Yo, my God, yo, bro.
Why?
Y'all,
Wait.
all right, bro.
Okay.
Yo, Trinity,
Listen.
y'all
We
are
gonna
Okay.
gassing
Trinity
it.
Okay.
is gonna create
Listen.
a
There's
whole new
places,
conversation.
niggas in
We could
Alabama
dead
and
it.
all that. Niggas don't talk about rent in Alabama because that shit is dirt cheap.
That's not the question that was asked. The question that was asked was, where on earth does it not mean a lot to somebody to be able to pay their bills? Everybody wants to pay their bills. The people that you're talking about that's paying their rent dirt cheap,
But
it
doesn't mean nothing because it's cheap.
Listen,
You don't
it
get
doesn't.
credit for having your
No,
own
it
crib,
doesn't mean something because they have the money to buy it.
but you don't get credit for it if it's cheap.
Honey, listen to me.
Yo, boy, y'all are delusional, boy. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Okay, good. I'm gonna take my delusional ass to bed.
Trinity,
Maybe
it
when
was
I
a
wake
pleasure.
up.
Hey,
All
Trinity,
right,
it
good
was a
night, Trinity. I
pleasure.
appreciate you for having me. Feel me?
Hey,
And I appreciate you, Bugatti, for the clips.
hey, Gotti, answer your phone, sucker.
Well, I'm gonna say this. It was really nice having you guys up here. We're the three left standing. It's all good. I really enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed the banter. Yo, you represent New York well. Will, I appreciate your logic and your intelligence. This is why I love my people. Somebody always have something to bring that is something that can help me sleep better at night, knowing that I am happy that I'm not none of y'all. With that said, Bugatti, answer your phone. Will, I'm out. Later, guys.
Good night.